Prescott Badger football is on the air. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Olson's for healthy animals where good enough just isn't. Line Brothers with premier window treatments in northern Arizona. Prescott True Value on Miller Valley Road, so much more than a hardware store. The Prescott Unified School District, the Badgers' biggest fans, every child, every day. Prescott Badger football is also brought to you by Exceptional Community Hospital, Prescott's newest state-of-the-art hospital and 24/7 emergency services. Yavapai Exceptional Industries, serving adults with disabilities since 1974. And now with the call of tonight's game, here's John Rust.
With a 1-point victory and taking the number 2 spot in the Tri-City Sports Roundup Top 10 Local Games of the Year list. Tonight, it's rematch time with Northwest Christian coming to everybody's hometown looking for revenge, while the Badgers are hoping for a case of deja vu and another win over one of the top teams in the 4A Conference. Will history repeat itself or not? We'll find out soon. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Bill Shepherd Field on the campus of Prescott High School. John Rust and Coach Lou Benetone with you, getting you set for tonight's matchup. And like I said, Coach, I mean, who can forget that great contest last year between these two sides? A 1-point victory for the Badgers, came down to the last minute. The Badgers stopping a 2-point conversion to get the win in what was just such a great battle between these two teams. And you know, Northwest Christian still as good as last year.
Yeah, they definitely are. Dave Ennis does a wonderful job down there with that Northwest Christians. Always has, great coach. Gets his kids always ready, and they're always playoff bound, and it's going to be another good game tonight, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Even though we have a couple injuries and a few things like that, it should be a nice contest between the two teams.
And, of course, they still have their quarterback from last year. Probably a lot of Prescott fans remember Lockie Wallwork. Great season last year for him. 2,700 yards passing, 22 touchdowns, and only 3 interceptions, and all West Valley region first team selection. He's going to be chucking the ball tonight. He's got a couple of really good targets, and probably the biggest one is going to be number 6, Landon Beckman, who against Independence a couple weeks ago, 111 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. And then you can't forget probably their featured back, and that's going to, well, he's either going to be number 0 or he's going to be number 21. Whatever number he's wearing, he's still going to be just running all over the field tonight. That's going to be Nathan Johannes. Last week versus Poston Butte, 1 rushing touchdown, 1 touchdown catch. So, Coach, when you got a great backfield like Northwest Christian has, what do you got to do if you're the Badgers?
Dig in. And I'll tell you what, Johannes did a great job last year. Great quarterback. So they've got to really watch. They have 3 men back there that can really do a job. So our defense really has to be tip-top. Our interior linemen's got to hold their own, make some penetration. Linebackers got to do some good reading tonight because they got a powerful running back and a powerful quarterback back there. Heads up with everybody.
And, of course, the big thing with Prescott tonight, Coach, is just stay away from the penalties. I can't even count how many penalties the Badgers had last week. And in the end, it really cost them. I mean, they only came up short by 3 points to Thunderbird. But, you know, I've heard you say it before. It's like, you know, you can't look at, say, the fumble on the very last drive Prescott had. You got to go back to what they did in the first half.
Yeah, there's so many mistakes you make. The penalties, especially when we were in red zone twice and pulled out with penalties.
All right, well, folks, we're going to take a break here on our pregame show. When we come back, we're going to have our pregame interview tonight. It is with offensive lineman Josiah Dykstra Peanut. He's going to give us his thoughts on tonight's game between Prescott and Northwest Christian. So a break, and then our interview with Josiah Dykstra, and we'll be back with more right after this.
Prescott True Value Hardware, where we believe behind every project is a true value. Hi, I'm Suzanne Springer. There's a reason we have this slogan, because it's true. Over the years, Prescott True Value has become so much more than just a great hardware store with full-service hardware, paint, tools, outdoor living, barbecues, and don't forget the kitchen shop. We are committed to making sure you find what you want and know what to do with it. We're living the slogan here at Prescott True Value on Miller Valley Road, where we believe behind every project is a true value. Go Badgers!
Tonight with Prescott lineman Josiah Peanut Dykstra. Josiah, big game here tonight. You're taking on Northwest Christian. Just your thoughts on what it's going to take for Prescott to get the win here tonight.
I think it's just going to take a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work. It's not an easy team. They're top 3. We're going to have to be very locked in this week. We're going to have to do our best just to stay with this team and hang in there.
And after last week's game against Thunderbird, almost coming back and beating them, what were some of the things you guys were doing in practice this week to get ready for Northwest Christian?
We've been working on our penalties, trying to stay focused on those, working on our fumbling, just having a lot of drills to stay on top, stay focused, making sure we're having a great game.
All right, well, Peanut, I want to thank you very much for joining us here on the pregame show. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
Back here, and it's National Anthem time at Prescott High School. National Anthem performed by the Pride of Prescott Marching Band. As John Rust, Lou Benetone with you here, getting you set for tonight's contest. Prescott taking on Northwest Christian. Northwest Christian under the direction of David Innes, head coach there since 2010. Also the AD there at Northwest Christian. In fact, he actually led the Crusaders to a state title in 2018 when they were in the 3A conference. And just a couple of years ago, they decided to bump up to the 4A conference. And coach, for a lot of teams, it's probably hard to make that jump from the 3A ranks to the 4A ranks. But boy, oh boy, Northwest Christian, kind of like Snowflake, they are just thriving here in the 4A. In fact, speaking of Snowflake, they're over in Prescott Valley tonight taking on Bradshaw Mountain.
Yeah, 2 powerful teams in our Tri-City area. But Northwest Christian is actually a 3A population. Mm-hmm. But because they have such a successful program, the AIA moves them up, just like they did some of the other teams too. But he holds his own. Moving up with a low population, he gets his kids out to play and gets a nice population of players out of a small population of students.
That's right, and of course for Prescott tonight, they might have a bit of a smaller roster here because Prescott, in the words of Coach Cody Collette, they're kind of banged up tonight. In fact, Gio Puglisi, he's out tonight after suffering a lower body injury last week. Trace Overton is questionable tonight. He's got turf toe. Of course, we have Brody Hanna, who's done for the season because of an upper body injury. So going to be a lot of shuffling here for Prescott in their starting lineup tonight, especially in the linebacker core, Coach. We're probably going to be seeing a lot of different faces there tonight.
Yeah, we will. He's got a nice core of linebackers back there. I'm sure Parr's going to be right in the middle of everything back there. He did a great job last week. He's a big force back there, 6'4", about 235 pounds. So. Yeah, we're going to see some new faces probably, but that's okay. That's what part of rebuilding is.
Well, Gunnar Parr last week for Prescott, 10 tackles and a sack, and everyone's looking for good things from Gunnar tonight. Meanwhile, what's the weather going to be like here at Prescott High School? Well, weather tonight is actually looking pretty good. Right now, we've got mostly clear skies. It's 71 degrees, and we'll have mostly clear skies for the rest of the night. It is going to be a bit windy. We could see gusts between 15 to 20 miles per hour tonight. And by the end of the night, it should cool off to about 62 degrees.
That's wonderful. What a beautiful temperature to play football in.
Just pretty much, I don't think you can get any more perfect than you can tonight with the weather, Coach.
No, you really can't. I'm glad that we're up here and not down there in the valley.
That's for sure. Yeah, we already did that a couple of weeks ago to open up the season there. So
I always told our AD, with all our early games north and put our southern games later in the season. But sometimes that didn't work out.
Nope. And, well, as I mentioned before, Gio Puglisi out tonight. In at quarterback, it's going to be the sophomore James Heffron, who we saw in action last week. And, Coach, you're a sophomore. You got the starting quarterback job here tonight, and it's against one of the top teams in the 4A conference. What do you do to make sure that young man is confident going into a game like this?
You know, they practice with the varsity. The JV and varsity practice together, so you've seen the tempo of the varsities. Plus, he's been on the sideline a lot. I think he feels pretty confident. Of course, he's going to be nervous because of the experience and the speed. The speed at the varsity level is so much different than freshman and JV, but I think he's going to do all right. I've watched him in spring training and a few things, and I'm sure the guys that built him up, and he knows he's got a good-sized line in front of him to help protect him.
Well, that's right. In fact, I think Coach Innes was talking to you before the game tonight and said, well, I don't think I've ever seen a line as big as you guys have at Prescott, and that's something I don't think ever heard during your coaching career here.
Never. He and I talked about that, and I said, this is the biggest line I've ever seen at Prescott in all my 50 years being around this area. But he said it is the biggest offensive line that he's ever coached against. And I told him I've seen many of these guys with Separel and Scottsdale Saguaro, but in the 4 and 5A. But as he said, it could be a challenge for him.
Yeah. Well, heck, Blake McGlory by himself could just be the whole line. That's how big that guy is.
Yeah, he can give some of his men poundage, and they'll probably still only get to about 235 on the other side.
All right. Of course, Blake McGlory, I mean, this is a guy who goes 6'6", 315 pounds, as the captains have already met out in the middle of the field. So it is time for the song dedication for tonight's game. And the one I'm going with is Beyond by Rage of Light, the former band of the amazing Swiss singer Melissa Bonney. The goal of the Badgers tonight is to move beyond all the penalties that have plagued them the first 2 games of the season, play a clean game, and see if they can get the D. Because boy, oh boy, Coach, just last week, that first half was just a nightmare for Prescott. I mean, 4 big plays eliminated because of penalties.
Yeah, giant plays. And like I said, some of them were in the red zone, took us out of the red zone. But a win over this team was going to give us a lot of bonus points because this team is going to win a lot of games this year, which will give us more points.
So Prescott will be kicking away. Northwest Christian, they're in the white. Prescott in the blue.
That is a sparkling white, I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah. And boy, you can really see the numbers clear as day
Yeah,
on those
you
white
sure can.
uniforms.
Still wish the screen was gone.
There's the kick by Costas. Kind of a line drive kick. There's a bouncer, and that one gets fielded by the man in back. That is number 4, and that is Vitale. And Vitale gets stopped right around the 22-yard line. Debo Vitale with the return. Caleb Fox making the tackle there to stop Vitale. And it looks like they're going to spot it at around the 22-yard line, it looks like.
At about 22. Okay, they got trips right, 2 set back. Man in motion. They've gone to quads.
Wallwork with
There
the
he
throw, and there's the catch by number 0, Nathan Johannes. And Johannes knocked down at about the 37-yard line. So a great first play there from scrimmage by Lockie Wallwork, the quarterback.
That's a great play. They had 3 receivers, motion another guy in for quads on the outside. It's hard to cover all 4.
And they're not wasting any time. It looks like that is Johannes carrying the ball. He goes right up the middle, and he's dragged down. And hey, Trace Overton is out there playing at linebacker tonight, and he's one of the guys who stops Johannes.
Yeah, it's probably best to put him there because running as a running back might create more problem with his toe. So linebacker's probably a good spot to put him.
No gain on the play, and already Wallwork and the offense right back at it, so they are wasting no time here.
Quick screen pass.
And that's to Chopper Peskover, and Peskover gets run out of bounds. So a great job by Wallwork getting it to the Chopper.
Here we go, man. We picked up about 6, was about 3rd and about 2.5, 2 maybe.
And again, almost like a hurry-up offense here. There's the handoff to Johannes. He goes up the middle, and he gets dragged down.
I don't think he made it.
No, dragged.
4th down.
Dragged down.
No one in us. He may get. Oh, I guess they did get enough for a first down.
Yeah, so
didn't look like it to me.
Dragged down at about the 46-yard line.
Yeah,
and
just
first
enough.
down.
It's by inches, I think. Well, they're going to speed up offense. They're not waiting. Trying to get the defense off. Here we go with trips right again.
Wallwork looking to the sidelines, and Coach Innes. Wallwork taking his time in the gun. Now he drops back, looking. Now he's going to run it himself, and he's got a lot of room to run, and then he gets dropped by a pair of Badgers.
Linebackers came up really well on that. He had a lot of green, but our linebackers closed the gap really quickly. Only gained a couple yards.
Noble Ortega with the tackle on that one. Wallwork only gaining a yard on that run. So 2nd and 9. There's the throw. Catch. Oh, and stopped immediately. Johannes knocked down by number 42 for Prescott, Caleb Fox. As soon as Johannes got that ball, Fox was right there and plowed into him.
He read it very well, came up out of the linebacker slot and nailed him. That was very good coverage by the linebackers.
And that's going to be a loss of maybe about 2 on the play.
Yeah.
So 3rd and 13, they're going to say. Wallwork with the throw, and there's the catch, and it's going to be a first down.
No, just short, I think.
Oh. Yep.
Short about a half a yard, whatever.
Landon Beckman, his first catch of the night for Northwest Christian.
Okay, 2-back set now. Probably going to run something. Could be a blast, lead-off blast. Got twins right.
Connor Main, the back standing right next to Lockie Wallwork.
And they got a 2-back set. Tailback and wing.
Pence cover in motion. There's a throw by Wallwork, and it's caught. And an ankle tackle there.
There's a nice
on
slant.
Beckman.
There's a nice slant right across in front of our corner. Nicely throwing.
Marco Campuzano with the tackle, and that's going to be good enough for a first down. And there's the run by Johannes, and Johannes gets hung up as soon as he gets that ball, runs up the middle.
They're zeroed in on Johannes tonight right now for running. I think he's maybe only gained maybe 3-4 yards max, a couple runs.
So no gain on that run by Johannes.
Quick offense, double twins.
I barely have time to write down the stats here as
motion.
Wallwork, he rolls, looking, and he throws down the sidelines, and it's caught.
Out of bounds. He was out of bounds.
Ball was to Pence cover. So incomplete there, and boy, oh boy, talk about Northwest Christian just not wasting any time here, and just hurrying up with this offense. I haven't even been able to say where they're at now, so it's going to be 3rd and 10, and looks like it's going to be from about the 32-yard line.
They got trips left now with a tailback, quarterback, tailback, shotgun formation.
Wallwork looking around.
Got a motion coming, 2 setback.
Now Wallwork swinging out, pursued, looking, throwing right down the middle, and a leaping catch made near the end zone.
Wow, that was a great catch. High point. Teacher receivers, high point, and that guy went up for the high point. Well thrown. I think that was a 6'2" receiver, wasn't it?
That was number 2, Zane Wallwork.
6'2".
Who I imagine is the brother of Lockie Wallwork. And there's the run, and it looks like it's Johannes, and Johannes going right to the plane there and gets stopped by the Badger, so he's probably about 1 yard short.
Quick offense.
2nd and goal now for Northwest Christian from the 1. Quarterback keeper, and it looks like he got the push. Did he? Yes. So Lockie Wallwork keeps the ball, gets the good push from the line, and just like that, Northwest Christian on top, 6-0 pending the extra point. So coming out with a little shock and awe are the Crusaders. There's the kick, and it is good. So 7:59 left to go in the first quarter as Northwest Christian storms out of the gate with a quick offense, and now they're up 7-0 over Prescott. Let's take a 30-second break here on our broadcast of Prescott football. We'll be back with more from Bill Shepherd Field after this.
It's Badger time, folks. This is Steve Blair, Prescott High School alumni. I'm passionate about Badger football and the love of this great community. I'm also passionate about my business, Blind Brothers of Arizona, the Originals. I truly love making homes more beautiful with the best shutters, shades, and blinds. We come to you with samples and do all the measuring and installation ourselves. We've been around for 40 years, and your satisfaction is always guaranteed. So call us today for a free estimate, 776-1845. Blind Brothers Arizona, the Originals, with Arizona in our name. Go Badgers!
And we're back here at Bill Shepherd Field. John Rust, Lou Benetone with you as Northwest Christian already up 6-0.
I think they only used about 4 minutes. They moved right on down the field.
And that ball is going to bounce.
We better get that. That was a good kick.
That's about at the 5-yard line. Here comes the return by Prescott, and the return man upended. And that is number 23 for Prescott, Kingston Douthit. Douthit upended right around the 12-yard line.
It's a nice kick that just rolls enough that it won't go in the end zone. You got to pick it up. Unfortunately, we had to pick it up on about the 2-yard line.
Here's sophomore James Hefferin starting at quarterback tonight in place of Gio Puglisi, who unfortunately out with an injury tonight. First and 10 from the 14-yard line is Prescott. They are moving right to left across your radio dial or your screen. Throw by Hefferin, and it's caught on the far side. And about 3 guys drag down the receiver, trying to get a number on who that is. Kenny Miller-Terry with the catch.
7-yard gain.
7 yards.
It's a good way to start as a little quarterback. Get him throwing right away. Loosen him up a little. Did a nice job.
So 2nd and 3 now for the Badgers from their own 21-yard line. Hefferin from the gun. 2 receivers to either side. There's the handoff. Run goes up the middle. I think that's Jacob Chamberlain.
Yeah, Chamberlain always does a good job. Picked up about 6 yards, looks like. First down.
Yeah, Chamberlain with about 170 rushing yards last week and a couple of touchdowns.
He ran hard last week.
Oh.
He really did.
Yeah, a 79-yard touchdown run by him last week, too.
Yeah. You give him the ball, he does not want to go down.
1st and 10 from the 30 now for the Badgers. Allen in motion. There's the throw. And I believe that might be Kenny Miller-Terry with the catch again. And he maybe picks up about 4 or 5 yards.
Pass complete to Miller-Terry.
KMT with another catch. And they're going to say 5 yards on that one. So James Hefferin, 2 for 2 on his passes. As it's now 2nd and 5 for the Badgers from their own 35. 6:35 left to go in the first quarter. 7-0. Northwest Christian on top. There's the handoff, and it looks like that's Chamberlain running up the middle. Bowls over a couple guys, and...
Here, a fumble? Fumble. They got it.
I was wondering about that, the way Northwest Christian was cheering, and oh boy.
That's unusual for Chamberlain to fumble like that, but he's a hard runner. He really tries to get that extra yard.
And the Badgers putting together a pretty good drive there, their first possession of the game, and they give it away on a fumble. How about this, Coach? The last 3 drives for Prescott have ended in fumbles.
Yeah, that's something we got to shake off right now.
Oh, yeah.
Ended at 3.
So, 1st and 10 from the 45 in Badger territory.
He's out of bounds again. They're running out of space.
Incomplete.
A huge throw there by Wallwork, but that one went way out of bounds. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 45 in Badger territory. Locky Wallwork.
Not quite as fast in offense, but they're setting up pretty fast. Twins right, 2-back set, little swing pass.
And there's a throw. It's caught by Johannes, and Johannes breaks off 1 tackle and then runs into about 3 or 4 more guys. They bring him down. Noble Ortega, one of the guys in on the tackle there for Prescott, along with number 20, Easton Shy.
Picked up about 4 yards. It's one way to get to your running back, do a little swing pass, and gets outside.
Johannes, an all West Valley region first team selection last year, trips right for Northwest Christian. 5:50 to go in the first quarter. Northwest Christian up 7-zip.
Now they're doing a lot of little swing passes.
And
well covered. We got them well covered.
That was to Connor Main, and Main maybe took about 4 or 5 steps before he got taken down.
I think he lost a yard too.
Easton shy, not too shy to shy. Hush, hush on that one.
He's doing real well.
That's going to bring up 4th down, and the Crusaders will punt this one away. It looks like it's going to be Johannes handling the punt.
It was a good thing. Last year's game seemed like it was score. Him just going back and forth between us both.
There's the punt.
Nice punt. Gonna try it. Whoa!
Oh, and
Uh-oh!
Dunston
Trouble
has
again.
it, and it's recovered by Northwest Christian.
And it's their ball again. Unless they call it out of bounds. I don't know what they're going to call. Nope, it's their ball.
Oh, jeez.
Yep.
So the ball did touch Douthit and then bounced away from him up to the 20-yard line.
It might have been a situation where he should have called a fair catch. The guy was right on him. The minute he caught it, he was hit.
And since I don't see a whole lot of protesting from the coaches,
No, it was,
Coach,
it was there. It was there. There was no fair catch, and he got hit right on the contact of the ball.
So 1st and 10 from the 17. Northwest Christian still with the ball. And the Badgers really getting snake bit on ball
wait a
control.
minute. They gave it to us.
Oh, no. What?
I thought it was a fumble, but I guess it rolled out of bounds. I guess we got saved by a ball rolling out of bounds.
Yeah. So the Badgers have it. Sorry for the confusion there, folks. We actually did think that it was Northwest Christian's ball. So 2nd and 4 now for Prescott. And it looks like we are going to get a timeout here as James Heffron will go to the sideline and they'll get the play straightened out here. While we have some time, folks, Blind Brothers Arizona and Badger alum Steve Blair offering premier window treatments in northern Arizona since 1979. Blind Brothers, sponsor of tonight's Prescott football broadcast. By the way, speaking of football, let's go to our out-of-town scoreboard. The U of A taking on Kansas State tonight. And with 7 minutes left to go in the second quarter, it's the Wildcats 10 and the Cougars 3.
Wow, good job for them.
So, yeah, Friday night college football for the U of A. ASU in action tomorrow.
Hope they don't pull another one they pulled last week.
And you can catch that ASU game tomorrow on the team 1450 a.m., starting at 6:30 p.m.
Okay.
Heffron from the gun.
Twins left for the Badgers. Motion across.
Phillips in motion. And there's the give to Braylon Johnson. Johnson going up
Got
to
a
the right
first down.
side.
Braylon Johnson on the carry.
Little off tackle plate. We lead with our other back. Motion across with the back. He leads through.
For another Badger. First down.
So it's going to be 1st and 10. Badgers with the ball from their own 27. Heffron, short pass, and it looks like that is Overton who has it. And Overton couldn't find a whole lot of room to get forward progress. No, actually, that's Kenny Miller-Terry who had it.
Complete to Kenny Miller-Terry.
Looks like he's back at about the line of scrimmage. No gain,
Yeah,
no
actually-
loss.
No, actually, they're going to say it looks like they're going to give him a yard.
They are? I thought the chain never moved.
So it'll be 1st and... So he's 2nd and
Yeah, they need
9.
about a half a yard.
2nd and 9 from the 28. Heffron from the gun. And there is the give. And I think that's Chamberlain with the ball.
Carry up the middle.
Actually, I think they're going to say it's Braylon Johnson who carried it. He went right up the middle, and Johnson for some good yardage.
Yep.
And it looks like he picked up about 7 or 8 there, probably 7 yards.
Yeah, about 7 yards. Be what, 3rd and 3?
3rd down and 3, and the ball right at about the 37-yard line for Prescott. Heffron, short pass.
Oh!
Caught and dropped. And it looks like it's Jake Diener. Diener had that ball just popped out of his hands right near the sidelines. That's going to bring up 4th down.
Looks like we might be going for it. Or we're going to try to get him to jump. We'll see.
3:21 left to go in the first quarter. 7-zip.
Got Trace
Crusaders
coming in
on top.
quarterback. They may end up keeping this here. Got Trace back there.
7-zip, Crusaders on top.
See what they do with Wildcat with Trace.
He's got it.
Yep.
He's going to go up the middle, and it looks like he's
He
got
got
a
it.
little push, and he has it. Trace Overton on 4th and 3 keeps the ball, runs up middle, and I guess that turf toe isn't bothering him too much as he
Nope.
picks up a first down.
Use the full power ball right up the middle.
So the Badgers keep the drive alive. 1st and 10 from their own 42-yard line. And 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Phillips in motion. There's the give to Chamberlain. Chamberlain going up to the right
Bounces out.
side. And Chamberlain taken down at the ankles, but picks up maybe about 3 or 4 yards on that run.
Yeah, looks like at least about 5.
Second down and 5.
It's going to bring up 2nd and 5. Chamberlain, so far this season, 254 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns.
He's going to be the workhorse back there.
Heffron looking. He airs that one out down the middle of the field. It's caught by Kenny Military at the 20-yard line. And he's taken down by Landon Beckman. But a great catch by KMT.
A great throw. Great little throw. Led that kid just beautifully. He's a nice little lefty. He throws the ball really well.
And that'll put the Badgers 1st and 10 at the Northwest Christian 19-yard line. 2 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. 7-0 Crusaders, but the Badgers threatening. Phillips in motion. Here's a give to Chambo, and Chambo breaking through the middle, gets up to about the 13-yard line. Good run there by Chamberlain. Good blocking by the O-line, too.
Yep, very good blocking. Nice hole. Again, he runs really hard, so when the line gives him a little crease, he makes more of a crease.
They're going to call that a 6-yard pickup for Chamberlain. 2nd and 4 from the 13.
Moving the ball really well.
A fast-moving first quarter, too.
Yes, it is. That's not a lot of flags going.
Yeah. Chamberlain, there's a handoff, and Chamberlain getting up to about the 5-yard line. That'll be plenty good for a first down for the Badgers.
Picks up 7 yards.
That's where a big old line takes over on a defense.
And another Badger.
It's hard to stop a big line with a running back like Chamberlain.
Now they're going to give 7 yards there to Chamberlain. 1st and goal now from the 6 for Prescott. Heffron from the gun. He drops back. He's looking, still looking, still looking. Now throwing to the far corner. Looks like
Nothing there, incomplete.
It'll be second down and goal.
Can't read the numbers.
yeah, I had a hard time. I think that might have been intended for Nick Phillips over on the far
Yeah, I
side.
think you're right.
Fortunately, you got a little shadow area there in the far corner of the end zone. Makes it a little hard to see the numbers sometimes.
Yep.
Either way, 2nd and goal from the 6 now for Prescott.
Whoop.
There's the give.
Well, they had Chamberlain pinned that way. I think it was Chamberlain.
Yep.
They had him right there. I think he lost maybe a yard.
Angus. Third and goal.
That'll bring up 3rd and goal now. Actually, they're going to say Chambo lost 2 on that one.
Yeah, they hit him pretty far back. I thought it was at least 1, but
3rd and goal from the 8 now for Prescott, who trails 7-0. 29 seconds left to go in the first stanza. Heffron with the throw. There's the catch by Kenny Military,
Touchdown.
and he falls into the end zone for the touchdown. KMT.
nice little drive with the Badgers. Heffron is doing a nice little job of executing those passes. He's right on target with him. It's a good way, nice drive for him. First time he's driving a varsity team down. Good for him.
Yeah, let's give it up for Heffron, his first varsity touchdown pass. And now here's Brady Costas for the extra point. The snap, the hold, the kick.
All
And
good.
As usual with Brady Costas, right through the uprights. And with 19 seconds left to go in the first quarter, we're all tied up 7-7. Let's take a 30-second break here on our broadcast of Badger football. We'll be back with more right after this.
This is Steve Sischka with Olson's for Healthy Animals. September is one busy month in Prescott, what with Labor Day, art shows on the plaza, and Olson's Arizona Equifest. Now in its 23rd year, Equifest has become a tradition in northern Arizona. It's taking over the Prescott Rodeo Grounds on Saturday, September 13th, and it's free. Can't get much less expensive than free. Come enjoy arena events, kids zone, food, vendors, the patriotic grand entry at 12:30, and the Legacy Ranch Horse preview and sale. This, folks, is Americana. Go to olsonsgrain.com for more info.
KMT with the touchdown for Prescott, but Coach, let's talk about what set that one up, and that was James Heffron flinging it to KMT for about 50 yards to get it to the 19-yard line and eventually setting it up for that score.
He's throwing several little pass completions, so he's reading the defense very well, reading the open receivers, and he's got nice delivery on the ball. Nice follow through, nice delivery.
And the kick by Costas, well, Vitale just going to let that one roll into the end zone. Hey, folks, tonight's Prescott football game is brought to you by Exceptional Community Hospital, Prescott's newest state-of-the-art hospital and 24/7 emergency service on Highway 69. Your community, your hospital. 19 seconds remaining in the first quarter, 7-7 the score. Northwest Christian has the ball. Northwest Christian, part of the Skyline region this year. They were in the West Valley region last year. Badgers, as usual, still in the Grand Canyon region. As there's the run by Jonas. Oh, Jonas gets wrapped up. He breaks the tackle, and then the Badger defense breaks him.
Got about 3 yards. They're kind of containing him pretty good tonight. He's a heck of a runner. Even from last year, got a lot of yards against us.
Drew Roberts, one of the guys in on that tackle. And the horn sounds, and that's all she wrote for the first quarter of action here from Prescott High School. Our score is Northwest Christian 7, Prescott 7. Let's take a 30-second break. We'll be back with the second quarter of tonight's game right after this commercial break.
At Yavapai Exceptional Industries, we're constantly improving products, processes, and outcomes. And now, good people of the Central Highlands, we're bringing on drone surveillance. Drone surveillance of your backyard. And if you're not outfitted with patio furniture made at Yavapai Exceptional Industries, well, get with the program, people. YEIWorks.com. Place your order now and book a tour while you're at it. It'll make your day.
Here we are in the second quarter. John Russ, Lou Benetton with you, and the entire first quarter passed without one of those brightly colored pieces of cloth being flung onto the ground. I don't want to say the exact name, Coach, because I don't want to jinx anything.
I understand. No, that was a clean quarter for both teams, actually.
Yeah.
Very clean quarter. Quarter moved very well. Both teams moved the ball very well. So it was a nice thing to watch that football just up and down this field.
Second and
no interruptions.
Second and 7 for Northwest Christian. They have the ball at their own 23. Northwest Christian now moving right to left across your radio dial or your screen. Wall work, keeping the ball, now throwing it and trying to make a sliding catch there was number 6, Landon Beckman.
And we're covering them very well. Covering the receivers very well. He was tight. Kind of ran out of room to catch that pass again. It's about 4 of them tonight they've thrown out of bounds because it's just not enough room for their patterns.
Bring up 3rd and 7 now for the Crusaders. Wall work from the gun. 2 receivers to either side. He drops back, looking now, wall work, scrambling. He's going to run it himself. He avoids one tackle, and Wallwork's going to get the first down before being tackled. The ball gets loose, but Wallwork was already down before he hit the ground.
He picked up a good 15 yards.
Good run there by
good
Wallwork.
Scramble. He did a good job scrambling. We just didn't contain him like we should have, but that's all right. Oh, that was quick. Our defense wasn't even set.
And Pence cover.
Still good coverage. I think they gained about 4.
Yeah,
3. Looks like 2 or 3 now. Let's see what they mark it.
Kenny Miller-Terry doing a good job of staying with Pence cover.
Yep. Looks like they only got about Yeah, they only got about a yard. Looked like they got more at first.
And the chain gang finally set up just as the play goes off. Wallwork with the throw. That's Beckman. Oh, and Beckman gets hammered by one Badger, and then 3 more come in to finish the job.
They just didn't quite block that little slip screen with the wide receiver like they could have. There's 3 guys were out there. 2 of our guys were untouched. So it was a blocking mistake out there on that pattern.
Third down.
Coverage.
Third down and 6 now from the 42-yard line. Crusaders have it in their own territory.
Double twins formation.
7-7 the score with 11 minutes to go in the first half. Wallwork throwing to the far side of the field, and almost a leaping catch as this time Wallwork does not get to Choppa.
They're running those patterns so close to the sidelines. I don't understand that because they're almost catching them out of bounds or near the out of bounds. I'm surprised they don't run them more inside the numbers.
4th down. And Northwest Christian will punt the ball away. Johannes. Boots that one.
Nope, that's not a good one.
Short punt, and the Badgers.
Good bounce for them, though.
Badgers is going to leave that one alone as it rolls up to about the 30-yard line. So not too bad field position for the Badgers, Coach.
Yeah, not bad at all. Northwest Christian has a fair little crowd here tonight. That's nice.
By the way, Coach, want to give you congratulations for a great win for the freshman team you coach here at Prescott High School. Good win against Poston Butte. The coach for Poston Butte freshman, he actually coached the varsity to a state championship a few years ago.
Yeah, he and I came out of retirement. He's a retirement guy, and so am I, but it was fun battling him, and our boys played very, very well, and they executed very well. It's a good group of freshmen here at Prescott.
1st and 10 from the 31 for Prescott. Heffron. 3 receivers out to the near side for the Badgers, and Heffron going to make a short pass, and it's caught and then dropped by number 12, Ashton Whitwell.
The official should have blown a dead whistle sooner than that because the ball was on the ground. He was trying to pick it up. You can't give a penalty to a hitter because he could have been a lateral. He did not blow the whistle soon enough.
So 2nd and 10 now for the Badgers. 10:39 remaining in the second quarter. Prescott 1-1 on the season. Northwest Christian 2-0. Speaking of Poston Butte, Northwest Christian actually played them last week. Beat them 31-13.
Yep, and they sure did.
Run goes up the middle, and I think that's Johnson with the ball. It is, and Johnson with a pretty good run. Offensive line breaking open some pretty good seams for him to get a 6-yard gain, and now we got an injured Crusader on the field.
I hate seeing that on either team.
I think that was number 10, Colton Rupert. So the training staff coming over and checking him out. So hopefully he is going to be okay.
He's a big-sized boy, 6'1", 185. He's an outside linebacker.
Hey, by the way, we want to wish best of luck to the Prescott flag football team. Their season opener is going to be Monday down at St. Mary's High School. And, of course, that is a matchup of the state championship game from last year that Prescott lost by just 3 points. And actually, I did my season preview piece on Prescott flag football today. You can, if you missed it, you can go to our website, kyca.info, and check that out. But boy, oh boy, Coach, talking to those girls during practice the other day, they are hungry to get their hands on a state championship banner.
They sure are. We see them out there practicing on the field. They're really hustling, and they're energized, and they're having a good time out there. Should be a good season for them.
And they certainly have a really energetic and knowledgeable coach in Ryan Hart. I mean, the very first season for flag football, and those girls make it all the way to the state championship game is, well, now Colton Rupert being helped off the field, and
he looks like he's going to be done for the night.
Yeah,
that's too bad.
Walking a little gingerly, and best of luck to Colton Rupert, 6'1", 185-pound senior linebacker. Hopefully nothing too serious for that young man.
Yeah, hopefully not.
So back to action. 10:27 left to go in the second quarter. We're tied at 7. Badgers have the ball 3rd and 4 from their own 37-yard line.
We got trips left.
Phillips in motion.
Right.
And there's
Right
the
up
gift
the
of
gut.
Johnson. Braylon Johnson flying through the middle. And
Looks
did
like
he get
he
enough
got
for a
it.
first down?
Yeah, he did. He penetrated, then he blew him back. Forward progress was enough for a first down.
And I'll tell you, some good running here tonight by Braylon Johnson, who started out the evening with 133 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns on the season.
Yeah, no, he's running hard, so is Chamberlain.
1st and 10 from the Badger 41 now. Heffron gets the ball. Short pass. Kenny Miller-Terry with the catch, and Terry gets out to the 50-yard line. He's ankle tackled by Vitale, and that'll be about a 7 or 8 yard pickup. Heffron to KMT.
Heffron has a very nice quick release. Gets that ball, turns, and fires to our receivers. Does a great job.
Actually, they're going to give it 9 yards, so it's going to be 2nd and 1 now for the Badgers. Actually at the 49-yard line in Northwest Christian territory. Heffron barking out the signals. 3 receivers bunched up to the near side on the 50. Now a short throw, looks like that is to Phillips. Phillips scoots by 1 tackle, then gets taken down, but that is going to be a first down.
That cornerback for Northwest came on the inside, and our got cut outside.
And good protection there by Bo Bryce to make sure Phillips got that first down.
Yeah.
Actually, Phillips, first guy not named Kenny Miller-Terry to catch a pass tonight for Prescott.
There was a slip screen to the wide receiver, and our tackle heads out there to block for him and did a great job.
9:20 left to go in the second quarter, 7-7 the score. Ball at the 47-yard line in Crusader territory. There's the give to Chamberlain. Chambo going up to the far side. Bounces off a few tackles, spins off another one, and Chambo gets the first down. And oh man, the Crusaders had all kinds of trouble trying to bring him down.
Well, he went head to head with about 2 or 3 tacklers and just mowed him over. Tough runner. Nice job.
Chamberlain goes 5'11", 180 pounds.
He runs like a 200-pounder.
So 1st and 10 now from the 32-yard line. As Prescott inching ever closer to the promised land with 9 minutes left to go in the first half.
Okay, we got a stack left.
Kenny Miller-Terry in motion. Give it to Chamberlain. Chamberlain right up the middle. He breaks free and is thrown into the ground by number 15, Colton Ederer. Ederer just taking hold of Chamberlain and wham, right into the turf.
We're moving the ball very well. Our big offensive line is making the holes, and our backs are hitting hard.
10-yard gain, another first down for Prescott. 1st and 10 from the 22.
Here's where your big bodies up front really help your running backs.
KMT in motion. And the give again to Chamberlain. He goes right up the middle. This time he gets tripped up. Short gain by Chamberlain. That was number 25 for the Crusaders, Chris Ziegler with the stop. And about a 4 or 5 yard pickup there by Chamberlain.
Yeah.
5-yard gain.
Now they're going to call it a 5-yard gain. Okay.
It looks a little more like 4, but we'll take the 5.
That's what I said. 2nd and 5 now for Prescott. Ball at the 17-yard line in Crusader territory. 8:10 left to go in the first half. Throw, and there's the catch by KMT. He gets to the 10, avoids 1 tackle. Now scooting around another, spins around another, and gets dropped at the 5-yard line. That's going to be good enough for a first down, and some great maneuverability there by Kenny Miller-Terry, as he had more maneuverability there than an F-35 fighter.
He was moving around, but that's a great pass again by Heffron. Quick releases, that's what makes these successful.
Heffron, very impressive tonight here in his first varsity start. 1st and goal from the 5 now for the Badgers. KMT putting on a show. Kenny Miller-Terry already 91 yards receiving tonight. Heffron from the gun. And there's the give to Chamberlain. Chamberlain breaking through the middle, pushing his way through the middle and into the end zone for the touchdown. Jacob Chamberlain.
Yeah, they're running hard tonight. Our offensive line is doing a great job, and the backs are running very well. moving right up and down the field.
So
Well, Dave said he's going to have trouble with his big line, and he is.
Jacob Chamberlain with his 4th rushing touchdown of the season for Prescott. That puts them on top 13-7, pending the extra point. Costas to kick, Trace Overton to hold. There's a snap, high snap. There's the kick, and Costas continues his perfecto streak on PATs. 7:29 left to go in the second quarter, and it's the Badgers 14, the Crusaders 7. Let's take a 30-second break here on our broadcast of Prescott football. We'll be back right after this.
Hi, this is Clark Tenney, Superintendent of Prescott Unified School District. PUSD students receive the educational foundation they need to do great things. Will your child be the next one of our 26,000 alumni who becomes an Arizona Supreme Court Justice, Attorney General, or President of the Arizona Senate? Will they become a business owner, doctor, nurse, attorney, engineer, or teacher? Whatever their dreams, our Prescott schools will help them get started. PUSD builds great leaders. Check us out at PrescottSchools.com. PUSD, where every child, every day matters.
And we are back here at Bill Shepherd Field. John Rust, Hall of Fame coach Lou Benetone by my side, and it's a 14-7 lead for Prescott after a 5-yard touchdown run by the hard-running Jacob Chamberlain.
And the great blocking up front by our big old lineman. That's great job, great combination.
Kick by Costas, and that one is going to bounce into the end zone, and Northwest Christian will start this drive from their own 20-yard line. I don't know, Coach, the way things are shaping up, who knows, we might get a repeat of the game these two squads had last year.
It could be. It just kept changing leads every minute by minute, whoever had the ball, but we'll see. Right now our defense is doing great. Good pass coverage, everything, taking a lot of stuff away from the quarterback here, so we'll find out.
There's the pass. There's the catch by number 14, Connor Main. He gets run out of bounds. 15-yard gain, and that's going to be a first down, and we have another Crusader down on the field. Oh, man. Can't tell who the number is on that injured Crusader, but the Northwest Christian training staff are tending to him. Span of about 7 or 8 minutes. Well, he's now sitting up.
He's standing up now. Let's see what happened to him.
And
could have just been shaken up a little bit. He's walking off okay. So
looks like that's number 2, Zane Wallwork. Yeah, that was like this time he walked off more under his own power, so hopefully he's okay and he'll be back in the game later.
Yeah. Walking things off, looks like.
Yeah, probably just got the wind knocked out of him. So 1st and 10 from the 35. And there comes the run by Northwest Christian. And we got our first flag of the day, or the night, as Johannes gets up to the 45-yard line.
Northwest, let's see. Illegal block maybe?
Legal block or holding, I would imagine. 7:17 to go in the second quarter, and this is the first flag we've had tonight.
Well, let's see what he's doing. Holding, yep.
Holding on the Crusaders.
First big run, and it's all taken back, and then some.
Looks like they're going to spot it around the 29-yard line. So 1st and 16 now for Northwest Christian. Rocky Wallwork from the gun. The throw, and trying for a one-handed catch was number 6, Landon Beckman. Couldn't pull it off.
It was not a great pass for him. He could have hit him lower. It would have been a great catch, but he had to reach up for it.
Landon Beckman with 175 receiving yards coming into tonight's contest. 7:01 to go in the second quarter. 14-7 Badgers on top.
Okay, trips right.
And Wallwork, is he going to run it himself? He is, and he's got a lot of room to run. A big gap there. Avoids one tackle, avoids another. Still on his feet. He's got the first down and finally taken out of bounds.
He did a lot of fancy dancing out there across field. He ran half the football field across as well as up, so covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, that middle of the field there, Coach, just absolutely no one there, so a lot of room for Wallwork to run and get the first down for the Crusaders.
They had a lot of out patterns that opened up that middle.
Here comes the run by Johannes. He makes the turn, and well, he turns right into a Badger tackler. And it looks like that is Trace Overton who stops him. Noble Ortega helping him out.
5-yard gain.
5-yard pickup there for Johannes. Second and 5 from the 47.
Going to quads again.
There's the throw.
Oh, uh-oh. Oh, wow.
Well, there was a bump there. Oh, yeah, here comes the flag. There was a bump by one of the Badgers on the receiver for the Crusaders.
I'm sorry, the near official didn't throw it.
Yeah, that came from the official all the way in the back throwing that for pass
He
interference.
probably had a better angle at it, though. Some officials don't overrule another one without calling it, but
yeah, so pass interference on the Badgers. And that will put Northwest Christian a lot closer to the goal line, to the goal now. Let's see where they're going to spot this.
Penalty on the Badgers.
It's going to be at the 32-yard line, actually 31-yard line. 6:18 to go here in the second quarter. 14-7, Prescott on top, but the Crusaders threatening. There's the give, looks like to Johannes, and Johannes gets taken down from behind.
got about 4 yards.
Menno Dow with the tackle. And about a 4-yard pickup there for Johannes. 2nd and 6, ball to 27 now. Wallwork, one back next to him. He's looking over the sidelines, getting direction from Coach Innes. Wallwork steps back, looking, throws down the far side of the field, sliding catch made.
First down.
And that is number 2, Zane Wallwork. So Wallwork to Wallwork for a first down.
He runs nice patterns. He ran just enough pattern to get that first down. So nice routes for the Northwest kids. Our guys were there. They didn't get any extra. Still having good coverage.
Caleb Fox had the tackle on that one. First down for the Crusaders. There's the give to Johannes. He finds a big gap up the middle and then finally slammed to the ground at the 10-yard line. But it looks like that's going to be enough for a first down for the Crusaders.
First and goal now.
It'll be first and goal from the 10.
First and goal from the 10. 5:13 to go in the second quarter. Wallwork steps back. Now under some pressure. Overton pursuing him, and Wallwork gets taken down. Overton with the pursuit.
About 2 yards.
Quarterback brought down by Dow and Overton.
Menno Dow finishing off Wallwork, but not before Lockie Wallwork picks up 2 yards on that run. Second and goal now. Ball at the 13-yard line. Actually, he lost 3 yards there, I should say. And now we got a penalty flag. It looks like this is going to be against Prescott. Offsides.
Offsides on the Badgers. 5-yard penalty. Second and goal.
Oh, man, we spent the entire first quarter with no penalties. A good chunk of the second quarter with penalties. Now here in the last 5 minutes or so, 3 yellow flags.
Yep.
Oh, well.
Still pretty clean game.
Yep.
Nothing big, no big penalties.
Nothing lasts forever.
Yep. Just lay your pencil down. Don't throw the pencil anymore.
It's only 3 penalties, Coach. It's not enough to get me mad. In fact, actually, a timeout called here by Northwest Christian. Okay, now, I was talking to Travis Stedman, head coach of the boys basketball team here at Prescott, and we kind of came up with the rule about how many penalties, what's the maximum amount of penalties we could have in a quarter, or before
you get excited.
Yeah, we decided it was 6.
6.
Yes.
I think we need to move it to 10.
No, actually, it was 6.5.
Okay.
So each half, 6 penalties is acceptable. Once we get past that, then the pencil will be flying all over the place.
Okay.
I have to do the pencil because I can't punch the wall, because I talked to Missy about that last week.
Is it a pencil at 6, a pencil at 7, a pencil at 8?
Oh, no pencil at 6. When we get to 7 and 8 and 9, then the pencil goes flying.
A pencil for each extra penalty.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I have to do that. I can't hit the wall.
Right.
I mentioned that to Missy Townsend. She said if we do that, then KYCA will have to pay for the damage.
And make sure a pencil doesn't fly through the screen either.
I think the screen is good enough to hold it. I think we're good. Well, 2nd and goal now. Crusaders at the 8-yard line. 4:06 left to go here in the second quarter. It's 14-7 Badgers on top. But Northwest Christian, they are close to tying the score. Wall work. Steps back. Throws to the far side. Leaping catch made. And
Touchdown.
Oh, wait a minute. There's flags on the play.
Wait a minute. Let's see what happened.
I didn't see any touchdown signal, though. But after, it looked like that was number 2, Zane Walwork. After he got up, he walked away, and then the flags came flying out.
Let's see what they call. Could be pass interference, maybe?
The touchdown counts, and an unsportsmanlike against Northwest Christian. So I'm wondering if maybe...
Going to be on the kickoff.
Yeah. And I'm wondering if maybe Walwork might have said something to the ref or another player. I don't know. Either way, Zane Walwork picks up the touchdown catch. So Walwork to Walwork. Walwork squared works.
Sometimes he gets excited and he says something he shouldn't say after he gets up.
There's the kick, and the extra point is good.
Either way, you don't want to do that.
So 3:58 left to go here in the second quarter. We're all tied up at 14. So let's take a break here, 30-second break, and we'll be back with more from Bill Shepherd Field right after this.
Prescott True Value Hardware, where we believe behind every project is a true value. Hi, I'm Suzanne Springer. There's a reason we have this slogan, because it's true. Over the years, Prescott True Value has become so much more than just a great hardware store with full-service hardware, paint, tools, outdoor living, barbecues, and don't forget the kitchen shop. We are committed to making sure you find what you want and know what to do with it. We're living the slogan here at Prescott True Value on Miller Valley Road, where we believe behind every project is a true value. Go Badgers!
Back here at Bill Shepherd Field, where here during the break over the loudspeakers, the crowd is being tortured by Miley Cyrus's Party in the USA. I mean, entertained by Miley Cyrus's Party in the USA? That's even possible? Yes, the music snob in me comes out.
Yeah, dear John, that's okay. You deserve 1 per game.
14.
We got to put limits on you, though.
14-14 the score. And the Badgers returning the kick. Looks like that's Kenny Miller-Terry, and he slips through a couple of tackles. Miller still on his feet. Miller going to the far side at the 40, at the 30, at the 20. Miller at the 10, and Miller diving to the end zone.
No, stepped out of bounds, stepped out of bounds.
Oh, KMT so close to a kick return touchdown. But I'll tell you what, a great job by him being able to slither his way out of a huge pile of guys there in the middle of the field.
He got around a bunch of tackles and all sorts of stuff, so it was pretty exciting.
So they're going to put the ball, looks like, inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, great return, great return.
Can't ask for better field position than that.
Nope, great second, third effort. He just fought his way through that mob and took off.
Heffron from the gun. Phillips in motion. And there's the give. Looks like that's the Braylon Johnson. He's going to the right side, and he gets pursued, and he gets dropped. And it looks like that's number 9,
he's
Landon
limping a little.
Kovaleski.
Johnson looks like he's limping a little. No, that's not Johnson. That's 73.
73 would be Elijah Carr.
Yeah, he's limping a little.
Yeah, you don't want that guy out. Carr,
No.
one of the really big,
Could have just been
good
hit.
linemen
Could have
there.
just been hit, a little bruise or something. Got to walk it off.
So no
Well,
gain
there's
on the play.
nothing
Second
else.
and goal from the 4. Again, Phillips in motion. Give us to Johnson again. Johnson makes the cut. Johnson going toward the end zone, and touchdown for Braylon Johnson. Braylon Johnson with some good maneuverability there, some good blocks by the O-line, and Braylon Johnson, just like that, gets the Badgers back the lead.
How fast special teams change the game.
KMT with a touchdown catch earlier in tonight's contest, and a big kick return, setting up a 4-yard touchdown run for Braylon Johnson. Extra point coming here from Brady Costas. Low snap. There's the kick.
Oh,
It's good. So with 3:04 left to go in the second quarter, the Badgers are back on top. As it looks like it's a repeat of last year with both teams trading points. 21-14 Badgers. Let's take a 30-second break here on our broadcast of Prescott football. We'll be back with more right after this.
Badger time, folks. This is Steve Blair, Prescott High School alumni. I'm passionate about Badger football and the love of this great community. I'm also passionate about my business, Blind Brothers of Arizona, the Originals. I truly love making homes more beautiful with the best shutters, shades, and blinds. We come to you with samples and do all the measuring and installation ourselves. We've been around for 40 years, and your satisfaction is always guaranteed. So call us today for a free estimate, 776-1845. Blind Brothers Arizona, the Originals, with Arizona in our name. Go Badgers!
Back here at Bill Shepherd Field, John Rust, Lou Benetone with you. Badgers on top, 21-14. Braylon Johnson with a 4-yard touchdown run as Costas kicks this one away. And that's going to bounce out of bounds at about the 4-yard line.
and bring it to 35.
For Braylon Johnson, his 3rd touchdown run of the season for Prescott. And I'll tell you, this game didn't remain tied for long after the wall work to wall work connection there,
No,
Coach.
Like I say, special teams could turn the game around very quickly. We did a good job there, good blocking, but he also fought really hard and worked his way right on through a wall.
So this ball will be placed at the 35-yard line for Northwest Christian.
Trips left, single back.
There's the throw.
Another quick pass.
And it's Connor Main, and Main gets wrapped around from behind and absolutely flung to the ground. And who made the tackle there? I believe that is number 20, Easton Shy. Yep.
Did a great job. Came up really fast, good quick tackle. They gained quite a bit, but he stopped it from being worse. Okay, got double twins. Twins right, twins left with a tailback. Shotgun formation. Now they move back to the 2-back set.
And there's the give to Johannes. And Johannes trying to push his way to the first down. Yep, he's got it. Bulled his way over about 3 or 4 Badgers before they finally brought him down. Looks like that was Trace Overton. And also number 50, Menno Dow, the 6'3", 200-pound junior.
Yeah, good sized boy.
Walwork drops back. He's looking, still looking. Some good coverage there. Now Walwork's going to run it himself, and he avoids a tackle by Overton, and finally Menno Dow takes him down, but Walwork picks up about 6 or 7 yards there.
Sure did. He's still a good little scrambler. He can get around, move through traffic pretty well.
Actually, correction, the tackle there was made by Gunnar Parra, who, as we said earlier, had a great game last week against Thunderbird. Running up the middle is Johannes, and Johannes going to pick up the first down as he knocks over a couple of guys to get that first down.
I think that's like why Lewick laid down, because he saw Parr coming at him. He just slid. He didn't stay up.
Minute 45 left to go in the second quarter.
We have a timeout, or what do we got?
I'm not sure.
Well, they better hurry and get set, because
And the clock counting down now, $1:35 left to go in the second quarter.
Twins right, 2-back set.
Ball work, drops back. He throws down the middle, sliding catch made.
Beautiful slant.
And it looks like that's Landon Beckman.
First down.
Beckman just picking up the first down there for Northwest Christian.
Nice quick slant to a big target.
And they get the playoff before the chain gang even gets set. Long throw to the end zone.
Uh-oh.
And it's intercepted. An interception by the Badgers in the end zone. And we're trying to get the number on who got that interception.
That surprised me on that pass. Totally surprised me on the pass. He threw into traffic.
Kingston Douthit getting the INT for the Badgers.
Yeah, they were getting a little hungry, and for that first touchdown, they threw into traffic. They were working their way down nicely and then went for the big pay dirt.
And a great leap there by Kingston Douthit to get that INT and give the Badgers possession here with $1:14 to go in the second quarter.
Good defense. Good pass protection.
Badgers will have the ball at their own 20-yard line. And let's see what they can do with 1:14 left to go in the first half. 21-14, Prescott up. Heffron from the gun. Phillips in motion. And there's the give, and that looks like it is to Braylon Johnson. Johnson gets on his horse, and Johnson gets dragged down at the 40-yard line. Big 20-yard pickup there by Braylon Johnson.
Again, a beautiful hole with that big offensive line.
Actually, it's going to be more a 19-yard pickup by Johnson. 1 minute left to go in the first half. Heffron from the gun. And there's the run by Johnson again. Johnson knocks over a couple of guys, finally gets taken down inside Crusader territory, and another first down for Johnson and the Badgers. And it looks like Prescott going to call a timeout here. While we have this timeout, folks, want to remind you tonight's game is sponsored in part by Olson's for Healthy Animals, where good enough just isn't, with locations in Prescott, Chino, Dewey, Flagstaff, and the Verde Valley. Also, tonight's game brought to you in part by the Prescott Unified School District, the Badgers' biggest fans. Every child, every day. Visit PrescottSchools.com. And game also sponsored in part tonight by Prescott True Value on Miller Valley Road. There's so much more than a hardware store, locally owned since 1982. And you are listening to Prescott Football here on the news, 1490 AM, 103.5 FM, KYCA, Prescott, Arizona, USA, where the time is 7:58. So the Badgers will start from the, or actually I should say the Badgers are on their 50-yard line.
50-yard line. Twins left. Here we go with a little pass. They're going for the pay dirt.
Fires it down the field, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Pence Cover. And Pence Cover running to the far sidelines and run out of bounds. And now we get a flag on the play, far away from the play actually. But it looked like Kenny Military had the ball, and it just kind of slipped out of his hands, and right there to take it was Chopper Pence Cover.
It could be on them blocking, illegal block possibly on the interception. We'll find out.
And that was on target to KMT too.
What did they call? Missed that call. Okay, block at the back then, I guess. So that was on the return.
So now, Northwest Christian with the ball.
That's going to be marked at where they ran out of bounds. So,
well, they got a long way to go and a short time to get there now.
Yep.
Ball at the 23-yard line in Northwest Christian territory, and just 31 seconds left to go in the first half. NWC down by 7 points.
Okay, Twins left, 2-back set.
Wall work. Rolls to the far side. Still rolling. Now just throws the ball out of bounds, and some good coverage there on the Northwest Christian receivers.
Yeah, we had good coverage. He didn't send many guys out. That was kind of unusual. He was looking for his main target over there on the right side.
So that chopped about 7 seconds off the clock. 2nd and 10 now for Northwest Christian. Again, they have the ball at their own 23.
And now they're going trips. Let's see what they do now. Well, going quads. Throw
There's the
that
throw.
right back outside.
And here comes the run, and it looks like it's Pence cover. With actually, no,
First
that's
down.
Johannes.
Yeah, they're swinging to him on the outside. They're trying to get him outside to get some yardage, which he picked up about 10 there, so it's working for him.
And it looks like we're going to get a timeout called here by Northwest Christian. Chopper Pence cover, his 4th catch tonight, 22 yards. By the way, folks, stick around for the halftime show. Dante DeCourt, Prescott lineman, will be our senior spotlight. We will also have a halftime interview with Carolyn Westerman of the Prescott girls golf team, who are off to a very good start. Tell you, that girls golf team has really improved by leaps and bounds over the past few years, Coach.
That's nice. They sure have. It's wonderful. Of course, we got some nice golf courses up here in beautiful weather.
Mm-hmm. Boys golf team also doing pretty good as well.
Yep.
So 10 seconds left to go in the first half. Northwest Christian, they have the ball at their own, it looks like 34-yard line.
Transform your space with Primera Carpet One Floor and Home. From stunning hardwood, vinyl, and tile to countertops.
By the way, folks, got an update for you here from down in Tucson. At halftime, the U of A 17 and Kansas State 3.
Good job, U of A. That's nice. Well, here we go with a 10-second bomb.
No, actually, now they just put 15 seconds on the clock.
Oh.
So a little extra time now for
I
Northwest
think they
Christian.
called timeout way earlier than the officials said it, so they added some on. Okay, they got trips to left. Wide receiver all alone on that right side, which I think is going to be his target.
Wall work, rolls out. Now still rolling, there's the throw, and there's the catch by Zane Wallwork, who steps out of bounds with 8 seconds left to go. Did he get the first down? He did.
I'm surprised that he stopped instead of doing like a hitch and go. He just kind of stopped. All right.
8 seconds to go, and the ball at the Crusader 43.
10 yards closer.
Wall work, drops back, looking, under pressure, throws down the far side of the field and overthrows his intended receiver, and I believe that was Penn's cover. 2 seconds now left in the first half.
He had our defensive guy by a couple of yards, so if it was right on target, he would have made some big yardage.
And
timeout, Badgers looks like.
Timeout, Prescott, yeah. By the way, taking a look at our Tri-City scoreboard. A couple of games earlier today. Chino Valley Boys Soccer. They're hosting the Chino Cup, the annual Chino Cup, and they won their first 2 games, beating Williams 3-1, then beating Ashfork 5-0. Chino Valley volleyball team, they're up in Ashfork today for the Spartan Classic, and they took 2 out of the first 3 matches there.
Good for them.
And, of course, speaking of Chino Valley, a great win for their football team last night against Cortez. 46-45, the final score. Matt Seibel hitting Maddox Brashear with a touchdown catch with less than a minute to go in that game.
Good for them.
Cougars now 3-1 on the season.
Good for them. They're moving along.
Well, here we go. Final 2 seconds of the half. What can the Crusaders do?
Uh-oh, get a flag? Oh, that's my fault.
And there goes the horn, and Wallwork can't find anyone to throw the ball to, and Wallwork gets hammered, and I think that's Menno Dow who got him. Menno Dow getting the sack to put the capper on the first half of action. Our score here from Bill Shepherd Field, 21-14. Prescott over Northwest Christian. And, Coach, this is where we part ways, I guess.
Again.
And, yes, and Kelly Cortez will be coming up like we did last week. Kelly Cortez will be up here.
Fun exchange. You got two guys to keep it going here, John.
Two Prescott Hall of Famers sitting next to me on one night. Got to be lucky there. Well, Coach, we thank you very much for joining us here for the first half of action, and we'll see what happens in the second half.
Thank you, John. I appreciate that.
All right. Again, halftime here, and like I said, folks, halftime interviews coming up. We'll take a break, and then after this break, we've got the senior spotlight with Prescott lineman Dante DeCourt, and then we'll have our halftime interview with Carolyn Westerman of the Prescott girls golf team. 21-14 here at half. The Badgers over the Crusaders. We'll be back with you after this.
This is Steve Sishka with Olson's for Healthy Animals. September is one busy month in Prescott, what with Labor Day, art shows on the plaza, and Olson's Arizona Equifest. Now in its 23rd year, Equifest has become a tradition in northern Arizona. It's taking over the Prescott Rodeo Grounds on Saturday, September 13th, and it's free. Can't get much less expensive than free. Come enjoy arena events, kids zone, food, vendors, the Patriotic Grand Entry at 12:30, and the Legacy Ranch Horse Preview and Sale. This, folks, is Americana. Go to olsonsgrain.com for more info.
Another edition of Senior Spotlight. I'm John Russ, and joining us tonight, I have offensive lineman Dante DeCourt. Dante, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing okay. And, well, first let's go back to last week's game. And, it was a loss, but boy, oh boy, did you guys have an outstanding comeback there in the second half. So just take us through that game, what it was like going through kind of a nightmarish first half to just almost getting that win in the second.
The fouls first half is really what kept us back, but came in at halftime, we had chat, Colette got us hyped up, and we went back out there and made it happen.
All right, and now, of course, tonight, well, you've got another really tough team in Northwest Christian, the team you beat by 1 point in one of the best games of the year last year. So what's it going to take down the Crusaders?
You know, we just got to play our game. We got to play clean. If we keep the fouls to a minimum and score on every drive, I don't think they can beat us.
Okay, well, let's get to know you a little bit better here, Dante. First off, what got you interested in playing football?
Really the brothership. I feel like on the football team, everyone's a lot closer because we go through so many battles together.
What was the best game you ever had?
I would say last year against Vista Grand in the playoffs. I played pretty good.
What other sports do you play besides football?
Just football.
Who's your favorite professional athlete?
I'd say Max Crosby.
Who's your favorite professional team?
The Raiders.
What's your favorite subject in school?
History.
What's your favorite thing about going to Prescott High School?
Football games.
What's your favorite movie?
Inception.
What's your favorite food?
Pizza.
Okay, just plain old regular cheese, or do you like toppings on it?
Toppings.
Okay, well, what kind of toppings?
I don't know. It depends on the day.
Do you have a pregame ritual?
I listen to music, just get locked in.
What do you like to do when you're not playing football?
Hunt, fish.
And finally, what are your plans for after graduation?
Go to college.
Any college in particular?
No, I got a bunch, so I'm not sure.
All right, well, Dante, I want to thank you very much for joining us here on Senior Spotlight.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Clark Tenney, Superintendent of Prescott Unified School District. PUSD students receive the educational foundation they need to do great things. Will your child be the next one of our 26,000 alumni who becomes an Arizona Supreme Court Justice, Attorney General, or President of the Arizona Senate? Will they become a business owner, doctor, nurse, attorney, engineer, or teacher? Whatever their dreams, our Prescott schools will help them get started. PUSD builds great leaders. Check us out at PrescottSchools.com. PUSD, where every child, every day matters. To our halftime interview, where we focus on one of the other teams at Prescott High School, and today we're focusing on the Prescott girls golf team, and joining me from that squad is Carolyn Westerman. Carolyn, thank you very much for being with us here on the halftime show.
Hi, yeah.
Carolyn, we're already a few weeks into the girls golf season, and so far things have been going pretty good. You've won a bunch of your multi and dual matches. Just your thoughts on where you feel Prescott stands right now.
We've gone undefeated, so that's very nice. And the girls have been putting in so much work. I think we're going to have a really successful year this year and hopefully make state.
Just last weekend, you actually hosted your own invitational, and you guys did fairly well there. So just talk about what that was like, taking on so many different teams from all over Arizona.
We did. It was definitely very different because it was challenging. There were about 56 girls, and that's really big compared to what we're used to. And it's such a big pool in Phoenix. but we did it pretty good and managed to get 8th place out of all of them.
So do you feel like going to an invitational like that, hosting your own invitational like that, that helps you get ready for what you may encounter at the state meet?
I believe it might, because at state it's humongous, a bunch of Phoenix and just different people all over, and I think it's a good preparation for those 18 holes we have to play at state.
So what do you think are some of the differences between the way the team is playing this year compared to last year?
I think the difference is we have those girls that have put in more practice this year, because we've had a bunch more practices this year, and we've had a lot of banquets and team bonding. So I think overall people love golf and the experience, so they put in that hard extra work, and that's where we are today.
And one of the things that you had to overcome early in the season was, of all things at this time of year, a bout of the flu. But you still went out there and still played at one of the multi-meets, and from what I understand, did pretty well. So what was that like, and just being sick and still playing golf?
I think after that, I kind of learned that sometimes you just have to be there for the team, and as long as it's not too bad, if you can push through it, that's the best thing to do, and just be there for the team.
And you're all better now, right?
Yes, I am.
So again, I mean, you got several more weeks left to go in the season. Prescott's doing well. So where do you see this team a month from now as you guys get set for playoffs?
A month from now, I see us being in the state qualifier, and I see us going to state as a team.
And what are some of the things you're really enjoying about the way the golf team is this year?
The things I'm really enjoying is us getting together outside and inside of golf, because it's bonding with the girls, and it just makes golf really enjoyable.
Okay. Well, Carolyn Westerman from the Prescott girls golf team, I want to thank you very much for joining us here on our halftime show. And best of luck to you and the rest of the Lady Badgers on the green.
Thank you so much.
It's Badger time, folks. This is Steve Blair, Prescott High School alumni. I'm passionate about Badger football and the love of this great community. I'm also passionate about my business, Blind Brothers of Arizona, the Originals. I truly love making homes more beautiful with the best shutters, shades, and blinds. We come to you with samples and do all the measuring and installation ourselves. We've been around for 40 years, and your satisfaction is always guaranteed. So call us today for a free estimate, 776-1845. Blind Brothers Arizona, the Originals, with Arizona in our name. Go Badgers!
And we are back here at Bill Shepherd Field. John Rust and Lou Benetton has departed, and in his place we have Kelly Cordes, so one Prescott High School Hall of Famer replacing another. And want to thank Dante DeCourt for joining us for Senior Spotlight here tonight, and also want to thank Carolyn Westerman from the Prescott girls golf team as our halftime interview, as we like to do. Shine a little light on some of the other sports teams here at Prescott High School, and so many of them doing very well. The swim team is off to a great start. Badminton's off to a great start. Boys and girls golf off to great starts. The cross-country team, they've been putting in some pretty good performances. And on Monday, the volleyball team also doing very well this year. In fact, volleyball team's going to be home Monday to take on Mingus, kicking off Grand Canyon Region play. And, of course, also on Monday, Prescott flag football team will kick off the season at St. Mary's. Meanwhile, for our game here, well, Prescott is doing very well too. They're up 21-14 over Northwest Christian. A whole lot of guys getting in the act here. James Heffron throwing his first varsity touchdown pass. That was an 8-yarder to Kenny Miller-Terry. Also, Braylon Johnson with a rushing touchdown. Jacob Chamberlain with a rushing touchdown. We also have Kingston Douthit with an interception, and Menno Dow, he picked up a sack tonight. Over on the Northwest Christian side of the ledger, Lockie Walwork, he has 114 yards passing, and he does have a touchdown pass. That was to Zane Walwork. And Lockie Walwork also has a rushing touchdown tonight as well. And Kelly, during the break here, we were talking about the proceedings of the first half, and you said you were very, very impressed with the job James Heffron has done, just a sophomore quarterback, having to step in, take over for the injured Gio Puglisi. And for a sophomore getting a start at quarterback against a team the quality of Northwest Christian. Well, could be a lot of pressure on you as a sophomore, but it looks like he is handling the pressure phenomenally. Looking at Hefferon, 93 yards passing and a touchdown.
There's two things I'm very impressed with the Prescott Badgers. One is you just talked about the sophomore quarterback for the Badgers, James Hefferon. The other one is the offensive line is dominating, and that's why we're probably averaging about 7-8 yards a carry. And against a team that the Arizona Republic this last week had ranked third. And, it's just too bad the Badgers had such a bad first half last week. And certainly over the last two halves, the Badgers, I think, are proving they can play with anybody in Class 4A.
Absolutely. And, I think we said it in the first half where Coach Benetton did, talking to Coach Innes from Northwest Christian. And Coach Innes, who's been the head coach there since 2010, said this is probably the biggest offensive line he has ever coached against. Now granted, a lot of Northwest Christian's play over the last several years has come in the 3A conference. So stepping up to 4A, he's probably going to see some bigger lines. But still, Kelly, all your years here at Prescott High School, when was the last time you heard an opposing coach, especially from a Phoenix area school, say, this is the biggest offensive line I've ever coached against?
How about never?
I kind of expected that answer. I've never heard it in my 29 years calling games for Prescott.
Yeah, I mean, our offensive line was really opening up some holes that maybe I could have even run through.
Oh, man. Well, Prescott back out on the field as they're getting ready for the second half of action. By the way, we got a few more notes here on our Tri-City scoreboard. We do have a score from over in Prescott Valley, and how about this? Bradshaw Mountain really doing a good job of holding off Snowflake. I mean, Snowflake's in the lead, but at halftime it's Snowflake 9, Bradshaw Mountain 3. And, as Bob Young said on our Friday football preview today on KYCA, Snowflake is Snowflake. They always have a great team, great offense, great defense. And Coach Young's guys have held them to just 9 points in the first half.
It'll be interesting to see how that game comes out. I can tell you that by knowing Coach Young and the history of his teams over at Mingus and now at Bradshaw, he is capable of making some pretty good halftime adjustments. So it's going to be very interesting to see how well the Bears do against Snowflake in the second half.
Yeah, and of course, Snowflake, that was a team last year that knocked Prescott out of the playoffs in the Elite Eight of state. Also, earlier today, over in Chino Valley boys soccer team with 2 wins in the first day of the Chino Cup tournament. Cougars beating Williams 3-1 and then beating Ashfork 5-0. Also, the Chino Valley volleyball team, they took 2 of their first 3 games at the Spartan Classic in Ashfork. Also, right here in town, over at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, the volleyball team defeating Life Pacific 3-1. And, oh boy, Kelly, I tell you, look at what's happening down in Tucson. We got ourselves a game right now down there. U of A 17, K-State 16 with 10:30 to go in the third quarter.
And so I would urge our listeners to turn that game on, but turn the sound off so they can listen to us.
We'll give you updates on how things are going down in Tucson. Don't worry about that. All right, Kelly, I think you got an update there on the Diamondbacks game you were looking at.
Can the Diamondbacks bullpen stop anybody?
Of course not.
They gave up 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th to the Twins tonight and lost 9-8.
Kelly, you want to know how many times on my 640 sports report my Arizona Diamondbacks recap starts off with, well, the bullpen had a meltdown and the Diamondbacks lost. I have to find different ways to talk about how the bullpen blows it for Arizona,
Well, I can tell you that the ERA of the Arizona Diamondbacks bullpen ranks 29th out of 30 Major League Baseball teams right now.
Yeah,
I mean, they have just blown a lot of games.
Well,
and
I guess we know what one of their priorities is going to be in the off season. Pretty much dismantling the current bullpen and just building a new one from scratch.
Well, the Diamondbacks actually scored 4 runs in the top of the ninth and went into the bottom of the ninth leading 8-6 and ended up getting beat 9-8.
Well, you know what might help, Kelly? Maybe have starting pitchers go a little longer instead of managers looking at a computer and saying, well, the computer is telling me I need to take out my starter and put in like 4 or 5 relievers for the rest of the game. Do you think maybe it would be a little better if like starting pitchers could go a little longer? You think maybe that might help?
Oh, I forgot that you were such a fan of baseball analytics.
Present day, yes. Present, yeah. Well, you know, when now you're substituting human decisions for that of a computer, this is what you get.
Yeah.
Well, hey, folks, also I want to let you know, join us on Tri-City Sports Roundup tomorrow morning at 8:06 right here on the News 1490, 103.5 FM, KYCA.info. You can also catch the live stream on both the KYCA Facebook page and our YouTube channel. We are going to have members of the Prescott Badminton team join us in the studio. Of course, Prescott Badminton, well, they've been having great seasons for the past several years. Coach Bobby Yoder going to join me in the studio. She's bringing 2 of her players, Abby Daniels and Ari Jones. And the Lady Badgers coming through with a great win Tuesday against Chaparral, 6-3 the final. And that one, Chaparral was the team that knocked them out of the Final Four last year. And Chaparral has been one of the powerhouses when it comes to badminton here in Arizona. And Prescott doing a great job taking them out and then getting a big win over Scottsdale Saguaro yesterday. So once again, Coach Bobby Yoder doing a great job with badminton. You know, I mean, badminton, Kelly, obviously one of those sports that may not get a whole lot of attention, but well, I like to think we've been giving them a lot of attention the last few years. But those girls work hard, and Coach Bobby Yoder has done a great job of building up one of the top badminton teams in the entire state.
Well, and the badminton team for the last couple of years, the Badgers have certainly, in all sports, really the last, especially last year and actually over the last 2 years, it's been a very prominent time for PHS athletics.
I remember talking to Coach Travis Stedman a while ago. I think we were talking about Uriah Tennett, now over at University of New Mexico, and we were saying like, hey, Tennett is a once in a generation talent, and Travis Stedman said that whole senior class of 2025 was a generational class. When you talk about 25 athletes from that class signing to play at college, from D1 to NAIA, just incredible. And
basically, I told Michael Tennett that I want to go over to Albuquerque. He says, I'm going over there all the time, so anytime you want to get in the car with me, let's go.
Oh, boy, a Cordes Tennett road trip.
Yeah.
All right, well, the second half about to get underway, and this time it will be Northwest Christian to kick it away. Badgers up 21-14, and, well, I was saying, I wonder if we're going to get a repeat of last year's matchup between these two teams, which actually was the number 2 local game of the year on the Tri-City Sports Roundup. Only one that beat it out was, well, the flag football Final Four game, where Prescott got the pick 6 in the final minute to win it. And there's the kick. And Douthit catches it on the bounce at the 10-yard line, now at the 20. And Kingston Douthit spins around at the 30-yard line before finally being thrown back to about the 27. Whole bunch of Crusaders in on that tackle, including number 18, Nick Jeffries.
So the Badgers will start on their own 30-yard line, 1st and 10. And we'll see if the Badgers can run the football like they did the first half.
Matt Heffron, as we said, he has been very impressive in his first varsity start, taking over for Gio Puglisi, who is out with an injury, and hopefully he'll be back soon. And there's the give to Chamberlain. Chamberlain get a really good block, and Chamberlain upended at about the 45-yard line, but a great block there by a look like that was number 77, Bo Bryce.
It was. I mean, that's a 15-yard gain on out to the Badger 45 where it's 1st and 10. I don't know how many times the Badgers have run the football and gained 10 or more yards tonight. It's been a bunch of them.
And again, that offensive line really showing its dominance. Heffron from the gun, Chambo right behind him. And again, the give is to Chamberlain. Chamberlain going right up the middle. Gets another good block there by Bo Bryce. And Chamberlain into Crusader territory. Looks just shy of a first down.
Pickup of 8 yards.
Flag. That came in after the play, Kelly. So some extracurricular activity going on there. Either somebody said something or there was a little too much physicality after the play. We will find out.
Officials are conversing with each other. Oh, it's a personal foul against Northwest Christian. And because it was the flag was thrown after the play was over, it's 15 yards added to the 8-yard run by Chamberlain. That's going to take the ball all the way down to the Northwest Christian 32-yard line, 1st and 10 Badgers.
So the Badgers off to a pretty good start here to open up play in the second half. They're up 21-14. Heffron from the gun, Phillips in motion, and they're going to give it to Chamberlain coming up the far side. He makes the turn and bounces off a couple of Northwest Christian guys and gets close to a first down.
Again, a gain of 9 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 1.
Well, Northwest Christian having all kinds of issues with this Badger offensive line right now. It's actually going to be 2nd and 2 now for Prescott.
2nd and 2, yeah. The ball, they've spotted the ball on the 24-yard line.
Heffron from the gun. Chamberlain standing right next to him. Chamberlain has it. He goes up the middle, gets some good blocks. That's going to be a first down before Chamberlain is dropped past the 20-yard line. Going to call it a 5-yard gain for Chamberlain.
Looks like they're going to spot the ball at the Northwest Christian right on the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 Badgers.
Jacob Chamberlain, who had 176 rushing yards last week and 2 touchdowns versus Thunderbird. What a game that was. Badgers so close to having a great come-from-behind win there. Chamberlain again with the ball. And Chamberlain this time gets tripped up just as he got hold of the ball. And it looks like that was number 42, Connor Faust.
He was able to fall forward for a gain of a yard, so it's going to bring up 2nd down and 9.
Ball at the 17-yard line in Northwest Christian territory. Heffron looks, throws to the near side to Kenny Military, who's wide open and gets the touchdown.
Military ran a great route, like he was going to cut to the inside, and all of a sudden he went outside and boy, really caught the defender off balance, and he was wide open for the touchdown.
KMT with his 2nd touchdown catch of the night, and Military had his guy beat by probably a good 8 or 9 yards.
Again, it was because of the terrific route he ran to get open.
So extra point attempt coming here for the Badgers by Brady Costas. Kick is up, and as usual for Costas, it's good. 9:23 left to go in the 3rd quarter, and another Heffron to KMT hookup makes it a 28-14 lead for the Badgers. Let's take a 30-second break. We'll be back with more from Bill Shepherd Field after this.
This is Steve Sishka with Olson's for Healthy Animals. September is one busy month in Prescott, what with Labor Day, art shows on the plaza, and Olson's Arizona Equifest. Now in its 23rd year, Equifest has become a tradition in northern Arizona. It's taking over the Prescott Rodeo Grounds on Saturday, September 13th, and it's free. Can't get much less expensive than free. Come enjoy arena events, kids zone, food, vendors, the Patriotic Grand Entry at 12:30, and the Legacy Ranch Horse Preview and Sale. This, folks, is Americana. Go to olsonsgrain.com for more info.
Well, I think a very good argument can be made about Kenny Miller-Terry perhaps being, if not the most, and certainly one of the most athletic players on this Prescott football team, as he had his defender beat by about 8 or 9 yards to get that touchdown catch in the corner of the end zone and increase the Badger lead 28-14, Kelly.
John, I would have never thought that with about 9.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter, the Badgers would be up by 2 touchdowns in this game. The Badgers look like they're the number 3 ranked team, according to the Republic, rather than the Crusaders from Northwest Christian.
And and again, I know I said this quite a bit over the summer about how probably a lot of question marks on this Badger team because it's almost like a rebuilding year for them with so many guys lost from last year, as Johannes still on the run, and Johannes breaks through a bunch of tacklers and gets up to about the 39-yard line.
You know, the Crusaders are not going to die on the vine here. There's too much pride in their program, which is they've had great football success in the history of that school.
And there's the give again to Johannes, and Johannes up the middle. This time he gets brought down, and see who was in on the tackle there. I want to say maybe, Gunnar Parr was on the tackle, and Parr coming up limping a bit, but still in, as once again, Northwest Christian kind of in a hurry-up offense, it seems. They're not wasting any time. There's the hand. No, they fake the handoff. There's the throw by Walwork. Oh, and it's dropped by the receiver on the far side.
Yeah, the pass was thrown a little bit low. And it was a pass hard to handle, so it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 4. Ball sitting at the Northwest Christian 43-yard line.
8:39 left to go in the third quarter, 28-14 Prescott. 2 receivers on either side for the Crusaders, who are moving right to left across your radio dial or your screen, depending on how you're following this game. Ball work, short pass out to Beckman, and Beckman gets hung up by the Badgers, but it looks like he's able to gain enough for a first down. Easton Shy, one of the guys in on the tackle.
Yeah, pass thrown out in the flat. Picked up about 6-7 yards, enough for a first down. The ball sitting right at midfield, 50-yard line, 1st and 10, Northwest Christian.
And Northwest Christian right up to the line of scrimmage. Walwork calling out the signals, trips to the right side. There's a handoff. No, Walwork keeps it, and Walwork's got a big gap there. He's going to get a first down. He avoids a couple tackles, still on his feet at the far side, and finally knocked out of bounds by Kingston Douthit.
Yeah, he's knocked out of bounds. He cleared down inside the 20-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 Northwest Christian at the Badger 18-yard line.
Man, a 30-plus yard run there by the quarterback, Lockie Walwork. And boy, oh boy, he had a huge opening there and also outmaneuvered a couple of Badger tacklers as well. Walwork. Pass out to, looks like Johannes. And Johannes gets dropped at the 10-yard line.
Throwing the ball out into the flat, and it had several of the wide receivers for Northwest Christian threw some really great blocks. Picked up 9 yards. Ball sitting on the Badger 9-yard line, 2nd down and 1.
7:43 left to go in the third quarter. Walwork from the gun, back behind him. He steps back. He's under pressure now, being pursued by Menno Dow. There's the throw, and is it a touchdown? It is. And he got it to the Chopper. Chopper pens cover, catching it right in the far corner of the end zone. For a second, Kelly, I thought he might have stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, he caught it right in the back right-hand corner of the end zone.
So second touchdown pass thrown tonight by Walwork. This one to Chopper Penscover. And here's the extra point. And it is good by number 23, Malachi Chavez. 7:31 left to go here in the third quarter. And Northwest Christian draws closer to Prescott. It's 28-21 our score. Let's take a 30-second break. And we'll be back with more from Bill Shepherd Field after this.
It's Badger time, folks. This is Steve Blair, Prescott High School alumni. I'm passionate about Badger football and the love of this great community. I'm also passionate about my business, Blind Brothers of Arizona, the Originals. I truly love making homes more beautiful with the best shutters, shades, and blinds. We come to you with samples and do all the measuring and installation ourselves. We've been around for 40 years, and your satisfaction is always guaranteed. So call us today for a free estimate, 776-1845. Blind Brothers Arizona, the Originals, with Arizona in our name. Go Badgers!
We're back here at Bill Shepherd Field. John Rust, Kelly Court is with you. 28-21, Northwest Christian. Just a touchdown away from tying it up.
Well, we'll see if the Badgers can answer.
And the kick will be fielded by Douthit. He gets up to the 20-yard line, and he is met and stopped by a horde of Crusaders.
Going to be 1st and 10 Badgers from their own 23.
First man to meet Douthit was number 16, Luke Hepting. Hepting, a junior for the Crusaders. While we got some time here, folks, want to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Yavapai Exceptional Industries, a charitable organization serving adults with disabilities since 1974. Hefferin from the gun trips out to the near side. Phillips in motion. There's a give to Braylon Johnson. Johnson sweeping up the left side. Now Johnson makes the turn. He gets up to about the 30-yard line. Going to be a pickup of about 5 there for the junior rodeo champion in Braylon Johnson. Johnson, National High School Rodeo Association bareback riding champion this summer.
Pickup of about 6, John. Ball sitting on the 29.
Under 7 left to go in the third stanza.
Going to be 2nd and 4.
Heffron, he's got backs to either side. And there's the give. It's Johnson. He's bulling his way up the middle. And did he get the first down? If he didn't, no, he got it.
He got it.
I wasn't sure for a second, but he must have picked up that first down by like a centimeter.
Yeah, picked up a little more than 4 yards. 1st and 10 Badgers. The ball sitting at their own 33.
2 receivers out to the near side now for Prescott. Whitwell in motion. And there's the give to Johnson. And Johnson has a nice gap up the middle. And Johnson picks up about 5 yards.
Hey, that line is just pushing the defensive front of Northwest Christian on most plays. They're pushing them back 5-6 yards.
Dante DeCourt doing a really good job leading that offensive line and giving the Badger running backs a lot of room to maneuver. 2nd and 5 for Prescott. Ball at their own 38. Heffron with the throw to the far side. Oh, it's intercepted! An interception by number 4, Debo Vitale.
Wow.
Pass intercepted.
Yeah, he just stepped in front of the would-be Badger receiver, and I don't. Did you catch who the intended receiver was on there?
I did not.
So 1st and 10, Northwest Christian at the Badger 44.
And just like that, Northwest Christian ready to go. Dropping back his wall work. He throws to the far side. It's caught. And it looks like that's Beckman. And Beckman knocked out of bounds. And I think that was number 23, Douthit, who got the hit there. But that's going to be a first down for the Crusaders.
Beckman came out of the backfield. Nobody picked him up.
1st and 10 from the 26 in Badger territory. There's the give to Johannes. Johannes up the middle. He gets hung up by a few Badgers. He gets thrown to the ground. Easton Shy with the tackle there, but some pretty good yardage picked up there by Nathan Johannes.
Pickup of 6. Second down and 4 at the Badger 20.
Faking the give is Walwork. Walwork running, avoids the sack. Now Walwork finds a gap, and Walwork finally spun into the ground, but I think he picks up the first down.
Yeah, he runs it down to about the 13-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10, Crusaders right there.
Douthit and DeCourt on the tackle there, but a 10-yard pickup for Walwork. He gets the snap. Throw, and there's the catch, and diving into the end zone with the score, Northwest Christian, and that is number 1. He got it to the chopper. Chopper Penscover with his second touchdown catch of the night.
Pending the extra point, we could have a tie ball game here again.
Chavez ready to put his foot into it. Kick is up. It is good. And with 4:46 left to go in the third quarter, we are all tied up. 28-28 here at Bill Shepherd Field. Let's take a 30-second break. We'll be back with more right after this. Well, the interception proves costly for Prescott as Northwest Christian, works their way down the field quickly. And for the second time tonight, Walwork hooks up with Penscover for a touchdown. Here comes the run on the kick return for Prescott. And Douthit absolutely creamed Vitale. And number 15, Colton Ederer, just sandwiching Douthit and knocking him down past the 20-yard line.
1st and 10 Badgers at their own 23, and John, there's a little bit of extra step in the energy of the Crusaders since they were down 2 touchdowns. And we'll see if the Badgers can run the football and get down and score on this possession.
Hefferon. And he hands off the ball, and it looks like that's Chamberlain. And Chamberlain gets tripped up at about the 25-yard line. So just a gain of 2 on that run.
Yeah, they're going to mark. They're going to put the ball right on the 20-yard line. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and 8. I'm going to give you a Bear Bryant quote here in a moment if we have a short amount of time.
Hefferon, again, the handoff to Chamberlain, gets some good blocks there, and now Chamberlain breaks free, gets up to the 40-yard line, and he's thrown to the ground by Colton Ederer, but some great blocking there by number 77, Bo Bryce, and number 73, Elijah Carr.
Bo Bryce actually wiped out 2 Crusaders, and that's the reason that Chamberlain had so much room to run. Ball's at the Badger 43-yard line, 1st down and 10.
Now both those guys going over 300 pounds. Hard to stop that kind of size. Kenny Military in motion. Give again to Chamberlain. Chamberlain right up the middle, and he has a huge gap. Puts on the wheels, and he gets the first down. And Kelly, again, the offensive line doing a great job clearing out the turf and giving Chamberlain a great route to run through.
Chamberlain picks up 11 yards, 1st and 10 Badgers in Northwest Christian territory at the 46.
And Chamberlain coming over to the sidelines now for a break. Braylon Johnson has the ball. He's going up to the far side. He makes the turn, and Johnson, well, he gets surrounded by about 4 guys, taken to the ground.
Tried to run around left in. He did pick up 4 yards, so it's going to be 2nd down and 6. Ball sitting at the Northwest Christian 43.
And now Johnson out of the game, and taking his place in the backfield, Jacob Chamberlain. But I'll tell you what, it's a great 1-2 punch Prescott has here with Chambo and Johnson. Here's the give to Chamberlain. He goes right up the middle, gets a lot of good blocks, tries to break free of a tackle, and does pick up the first down.
Picked up about 8 yards. Going to be 1st and 10 Badgers at the Crusader 35-yard line.
So the Badgers doing a good job of moving the ball. The offensive line doing a good job of plowing the road here and letting Johnson and Chamberlain run wild. Hefferon, KMT in motion. And Hefferon again just gives the ball to Chamberlain. Chamberlain finds another big gap, and he's taken down past the 30-yard line.
Going to be a pickup of about 7. The ball being placed at the Crusader 29-yard line, where it's going to be 2nd down and we'll say 2nd down and 4. So pick up a 6.
Minute 55 remaining in the third quarter of a tie game. It's 28-28. Hefferon. He hands off to Chamberlain. Chamberlain going up the middle again. Chamberlain has a great route provided to him by the offensive line, and he does get another first down.
Picked up about 9 yards. The ball's placed on the Crusader 20-yard line, 1st and 10 Badgers. Again, the running game is just phenomenal for the Badgers.
Under 90 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Hefferon calling out the signals. And again, he hands it off to Chamberlain. Chamberlain, he breaks through the middle. Chamberlain at the 10-yard line. Chamberlain flung to the ground at the 5-yard line. And again, Kelly, Northwest Christian is just having all kinds of problems dealing with this big Prescott O-line.
Yeah, ran it off the right side off tackle. Ran it all the way down to the 5-yard line where the Badgers have it 1st and goal.
Under a minute left to go in the third quarter. Again, it's Hefferon from the gun. Chamberlain looks like he's going to stand next to Hefferon. KMT in motion. Again, it's to Chamberlain. Chamberlain puts his head down, keeps the legs moving. Does he get it to the end zone? No, he comes up just a little bit short.
Pickup of about 3. It's going to be 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line.
160 yards on the ground tonight so far for Chambo, as we're coming down to the final 20 seconds of the third quarter. 2nd and goal from the 2 for Prescott. Want to take a guess what this play is going to be?
Hopefully a running play.
It is. It's Chamberlain who has the ball, and Chamberlain, I think he got stopped just shy of the goal line, so a 1-yard gain for Chamberlain, and that will do it for the third quarter of action of a tie ball game, 28-28 between Prescott and Northwest Christian. We'll take a 30-second break. We'll come back with quarter number 4 right after this. And we are back here at Bill Shepherd Field. John Rust and Kelly Court is with you. And deja vu all over again, as Yogi Berra would say.
Yeah.
We got another thriller between Prescott and Northwest Christian, 28-28. And Kelly? I think you have another quote by a famous sports figure.
I think this is a quote from Bear Bryant, but he says, you know, when you pass the football, one of three things can happen, and two of them are bad. And this game is tied because the Badgers thought it was time to throw the football and got it intercepted. And with the way our running game is tonight, you know, obviously you want to keep the defense honest, but we really don't have to. I don't think we have to throw the ball to win this game.
Well, I don't think they're going to throw it here. 3rd and goal from the 1 for Prescott. Chamberlain all by himself in the backfield. Actually, no, it's Overton. And Overton scoots around a couple tackles. No, he gets in. He got in. I thought that Northwest Christian stopped him, but it looked like Overton just crossed the plane, got the points, and then Northwest Christian just threw him back. So Trace Overton, forget about the turf toe. He's able to get a 1-yard touchdown run and put the Badgers back on top, 34-28.
Yeah, went right off tackle on the right side of the line. And we got another Crusader down on the field right now.
It's about the 3rd time tonight that's happened.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he'll be okay. We don't have a number on who that is. And while we're waiting for that, folks, I want to let you know that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Blind Brothers Arizona and Badger alum Steve Blair, offering premier window treatments in northern Arizona since 1979.
The person that was down, and he looks like he's up and walking, is number 0, Johannes.
Oh, yeah, that is definitely not a guy you want hurt if you're
No.
Northwest Christian. Brady Costas, ready for the PAT. Kick is up. And Brady Costas, Mr. Automatic. 34-28 is our score. 35-28, excuse me, our score. The Badgers on top with 11:57 to go in the 4th quarter. Let's take a 30-second break, and we'll be back with more from Bill Shepherd Field after this.
This is Steve Zishka with Olson's for Healthy Animals. September is one busy month in Prescott, what with Labor Day, art shows on the plaza, and Olson's Arizona Equifest. Now in its 23rd year, Equifest has become a tradition in northern Arizona. It's taking over the Prescott Rodeo Grounds on Saturday, September 13th, and it's free. Can't get much less expensive than free. Come enjoy arena events, kids zone, food, vendors, the patriotic grand entry at 12:30, and the Legacy Ranch Horse preview and sale. This, folks, is Americana. Go to olsonsgrain.com for more info.
And we're back here at Bill Shepherd Field. John Rust Kelly Court is with you. We're Trace Overton. Just ran it in from 1 yard out. And now the Badgers back on top, 35-28. And this is getting close to a repeat of last year's game between these two squads. Kick by Costas. And here comes the ball is dropped by the return man. He picks it up on the far side and gets dropped at about the 20-yard line. By the way, another update from Tucson. Toward the end of the 3rd quarter, it's U of A 20, Kansas State 17.
Wow. So the Crusaders, officials haven't put the ball down yet.
Yeah, they're talking things over at about the 25-yard line. By the way, we got an update from Prescott Valley in the 4th quarter. Bradshaw Mountain 13, Snowflake 9.
Oh, wow.
Well, I'll tell you, we got a couple of, we had a penalty here. I didn't even see the flag there on the near sidelines.
Going to be a holding call against the Badgers on the kickoff.
Yeah. Well, as I was saying before I spot that flag, we've got 2 thrillers on the gridiron tonight here in the Tri-City area, Kelly. One right here, another over in Prescott Valley.
1st and 10 Crusaders at their own 27-yard line.
There's the give to Johannes, and Johannes gets wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage and thrown back. And trying to get a number on who. I think that was Trace Overton.
You're right.
Who got hold of
was.
Johannes and just kind of gave him a nice bear hug and just threw him back.
3-yard loss on it. It's going to bring up 2nd down, 13.
$11:24 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Badgers up 35-28. Wall work. Swinging out to the right side. Now throws, and there's the catch. And run out of bounds is Landon Beckman. And that should be good enough for a first down for the Crusaders.
About a 14-yard pickup. It's going to be 1st and 10 Crusaders at their own 38-yard line.
174 yards passing tonight for Lockie Wallwork. Wallwork from the gun. He steps back, throws. There's a catch by Johannes. And Johannes taken down by Gunnar Parra, but Johannes picks up the first down.
Pickup of 12. Ball is right at midfield. Ball being placed on the 50-yard line, 1st and 10 Crusaders. Badgers are failing to pick up running backs coming out of the backfield.
Well, it's pretty much two teams playing at the top of their game right now. Wallwork with the throw to the far side. There's the catch by Beckman, and Beckman takes it up to about the 30-yard line, and another big first down for the Crusaders.
Ball being set right on the 30-yard line of the Badgers, 1st and 10 Crusaders. Again, the passing game, that's the Crusaders' strong point.
Pence cover in motion. There's the give to Johannes. He goes right up the middle and into a wall of blue, and they finally take him down, but a pretty good gain there, it looks like, by Johannes.
Going to be a pickup of about 7 or 8. Going to be 2nd down and 2. The ball sitting on the 22.
And again, the run by Johannes, and Johannes breaks free. He's headed to the end zone, and he is stopped just shy of the goal line by the Badger defense. Whoa,
there's a fumble. There was a fumble. I don't know who recovered it, but I mean, that fumble occurred just as Johannes was going down at the 1-yard line.
Talk about a lucky break for Prescott. It looked like, for all intents and purposes, Northwest Christian was going to be standing at the 1-yard line, but the Badgers able to recover a fumble. Again, folks, that was on the far side of the field. We couldn't see who got that fumble, but now the Badgers take over, and a huge defensive play there for Prescott.
1st and 10 Badgers from their own 1-yard line.
There's the give. And that looks like it's maybe Braylon Johnson who breaks free, and he gets up to the 30 and now the 40-yard line. Braylon Johnson, I'll tell you what, he broke a couple of tackles there, had some good blocks from the O-line, and man, oh man, did he just turn on the afterburners and get up to the 40-yard line.
40-yard gain. Badgers have it 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line. You were wondering if the Badgers were going to gain enough yards to give themselves some room back there at the goal line. The answer is a definite yes on that.
Yes, and then some. Yes, level 10,000. And there's a run up the middle by Braylon Johnson, and Johnson able to get up to midfield before he's finally stopped. 9-yard gain for Braylon Johnson as he is over the century mark tonight in rushing yards.
Ball sitting right at the 50-yard line. 2nd down and 1 for the Badgers.
8:30 to go here in the fourth quarter with the Badgers on top, 35-28. Heffron from the gun. And he's going to give that one to Johnson again. And Johnson getting a couple of good blocks. Johnson pushing his way through some tackles. And Johnson going to pick up the first down for Prescott.
Pick up a 4. The ball's now in Crusader territory at the Northwest Christian 46-yard line. What a huge turnover that was, John.
I mean, we got some time. We still got a bunch of time to go, Kelly, but that could be a game changer there.
Sure could.
Heffron from the gun. Running back standing next to him. There's the give. It's Johnson. Johnson is able, almost breaks free. Johnson up the middle, almost broke free, but a good ankle tackle there by number 15, Colton Ederer. That might have saved a touchdown, but the Badgers still pick up a first down. Oh, actually, no, they don't.
Not quite. Pickup of 8. Going to be 2nd down and 2. The ball sitting at the Crusaders' 38-yard line.
Phillips in motion. Here's a give to Johnson again. Johnson bursts up the middle, gets the first down and then some, and he's stopped at the 30-yard line.
Another pickup of 6-7 yards. Ball advanced to the Crusader 31-yard line. The great thing about the ground game is it eats up the clock. I've never seen anybody in football score without the ball, except maybe a safety.
Coming down to 8 minutes left to go in regulation. There's the give. Johnson up the middle. He gets tripped up. Still able to get up to about the 25-yard line, so a gain of about 5 or 6 there for Braylon Johnson.
The right side of that Badger offensive line really doing a job. Pick up a 5, 2nd down and 5. The ball sitting at the 26-yard line of Northwest Christian.
How about this? Braylon Johnson and Jacob Chamberlain both with 160-plus yards rushing tonight. Give again to Chamberlain. Oh, Chamberlain bounces off a tackle. He goes out to the near side. He turns and he gets up to the 20-yard line before he is tripped up by number 4, Debo Vital.
It is a pickup of 6. It is a first down. Badgers 1st and 10 at the Crusader 20-yard line.
Yeah, between all the running plays that both Chamberlain and Johnson have been involved with, my score sheet here for the both of them is really starting to look messy, which I guess is a good thing if you're a Badger fan. There's the handoff to Johnson. Johnson finds a nice hole, and then he gets taken down at about the 14-yard line. And again, the Badger offensive line creating some good gaps for Johnson to run through. And again, the clock keeps ticking down.
Pickup of 6, 2nd down and 4. The ball is sitting at the keep saying Marauder, Crusader 14-yard line.
And the Badgers starting to take their own sweet time here, letting some clock wind down. 6:20 to go in the 4th quarter. Phillips in motion. They're going to give the ball to Johnson. Johnson puts his head down, finds another gap, exploits it, gets up to about the 11-yard line.
Not going to be quite first down yardage. It's going to bring up, I think, 3rd and 1. The ball sitting at the 11-yard line. The ball needs to be advanced to the 10-yard line to pick up a first down.
5:50 to go in regulation. Again, the Badgers up 35-28. And there's the handoff, and this time it's Chamberlain. Chamberlain smokes his way through the defensive line of Northwest Christian, and he gets the touchdown.
Wow.
How about that? Braylon Johnson taking it all the way downfield, and then Jacob Chamberlain finishing it off with about an 11-yard touchdown run.
That was a 99-yard drive. You don't see that happen in football very often.
No. That makes it 41-28 in favor of the Badgers, pending the extra point. Costas with the kick. Hey, guess what? Brady Costas has the PAT. 5:41 to go in the 4th quarter, and our score is Prescott 42, Northwest Christian 28. Let's take a 30-second break. We'll be back with more right after this.
At Yavapai Exceptional Industries, we're constantly improving products, processes, and outcomes. And now, good people of the Central Highlands, we're bringing on drone surveillance. Drone surveillance of your backyard. And if you're not outfitted with patio furniture made at Yavapai Exceptional Industries, well, get with the program, people. yeiworks.com. Place your order now and book a tour while you're at it. It'll make your day.
Well, folks, last year in Prescott's win over Northwest Christian, they scored 42 points. And tonight, they've got 42 points again, but this time, not as close as last year's game. 42-28 to score with 5:41 left to go. And here comes the return by the Crusaders. That was picked up by Zane Wallwork.
Ball was not kicked as deep, but the Crusaders will have it 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
By the way, folks, tonight's game sponsored in part by Exceptional Community Hospital, Prescott's newest state-of-the-art hospital and 24/7 emergency service on Highway 69. Your community, your hospital.
Badgers continue to just rush 3 people.
Penscover in motion. Faking the give to Johannes. Now the throw to Penscover and just misses him. Incomplete pass there by Wallwork. Also, folks, I want to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Olson's for Healthy Animals, where good enough just isn't, with locations in Prescott, Chino, Dewey, Flagstaff, and the Verde Valley.
Pass was thrown a little bit beyond the receiver, and that's the reason it fell incomplete. 2nd down and 10 from their own 32. Crusaders have the ball.
Wallwork rolling to the far side. Now he throws, and there's the catch by Beckman. I think Beckman might have stepped out of bounds there around the 47-yard line.
Let's see where they mark it. They're going to mark it right at the 45-yard line. 1st and 10, Crusaders at their own 45.
Crusaders not wasting any time. Throw down the field and incomplete pass at the 20-yard line. Good coverage there by the Badger D.
Yeah, the Badger who was defending on the play was number 23. Kingston Dewitt.
Douthit, actually.
Huh?
Douthit.
Oh, Douthit. Sorry about that.
And actually, it looks like we're going to get a timeout here for Northwest Christian with 4:55 left on the clock. Actually, no, I think it's going to be an official timeout. Either way, folks, I want to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Prescott Unified School District, the Badgers' biggest fans. Every child, every day. Visit PrescottSchools.com. Also, tonight's game brought to you in part by Blind Brothers of Arizona and Badger alum Steve Blair, offering premier window treatments in northern Arizona since 1979. And tonight's game also brought to you in part by Exceptional Community Hospital, Prescott's newest state-of-the-art hospital and 24/7 emergency service on Highway 69. Your community, your hospital. Thank you very much to all of our Badger sponsors.
Looks like they're putting some more time on the clock.
Yeah, 5:03 now left to go. And there's the give to Johannes. He goes up the middle, and not much room there as we get a huge, just massive humanity just smothering Johannes.
They're going to give him forward progress to the 46-yard line, where it's going to be 3rd down and 9. You know this is 4 down territory for Northwest Christian.
Wallwork from the gun. He steps back, looking, hurls it down the field, and it's caught by Beckman. That's going to be a big 1st down here as you're listening to Badger Football on the News, 1490 AM, KYCA, Prescott, Arizona, USA, where it's 9:09. And we had a penalty flag, and it looked like that came in after the play. And from the way one of the Badgers is holding his hands out, looks like that's going to be against Prescott.
The pass play went all the way down to the Badger 32-yard line. It's going to be a hold against the Badgers.
Personal foul on the Badgers.
Oh, personal foul. I really didn't see the referee's signal very clearly. So that's going to take the ball clear down inside the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 Crusaders at the Badger 18.
4:20 left to go. And Walwork fakes the give. Walwork running it himself. Walwork making the turn. He bounces off of one tackle, still on his feet, and now just absolutely thrown to the ground by Gunnar Para.
5 yards on the play, tackled by Gunnar Para.
5-yard pickup there by Lockie Walwork.
Ball is inside the 15, sitting at the Badger 13-yard line. 2nd down and 5.
Tick, tick, tick. 3:50 left to go, and now we got whistles on the play. And timeout called by the Badgers. Again, 3:50 to go in the 4th quarter.
Well, I can tell you over the years, Northwest Christian does not have this situation too often.
And Kelly, I just want to let you know we have an update from Prescott Valley in the 4th quarter. Snowflake 16, Bradshaw Mountain 13.
Well, we knew that was going to be a good game, and that's turned out to be true.
And down in Tucson, it's still 20-17 in favor of the U of A. 10-10 left to go in the 4th quarter. And remember, we have ASU football for you tomorrow on the Team 1450 AM KNOT. Actually, it's a whole day of college football on the Team 1450 AM. We start off at 8:30 with Wisconsin and Alabama. Then at 12 p.m., joined in progress after that game, Georgia at Tennessee. Then at 6:30 p.m., Arizona State against Texas State. Whole day of college football on the Team 1450 AM KNOT tomorrow.
Isn't that great?
Heck yeah. And then on Sunday, we got a whole day of NFL action.
Yeah.
Your local sports station. All right, 2nd and 5 from the 12 for the Crusaders. Walwork dropping back, under pressure. Now throws to the end zone, and there's the catch. And he got it to the chopper. Chopper Penskover with his 3rd touchdown catch of the night. And folks, this game is definitely not over yet.
We're going to have a similar score this year that we had last year.
It could be. I wonder if it'll come down to a 2-point conversion toward the end of the game like last year. 42-34.
That's what they're doing right now. 2-point attempt.
And Walwork on a run with it. He makes the turn and he gets in. And unlike last year, Northwest Christian, they are successful on the 2-point conversion. 3:44 left to go in the 4th quarter. Hold on to your hats, folks. It's going to be a wild finish here for the 2nd year in a row between Prescott and Northwest Christian. Badgers on top 42-36. 30-second break. Back after this.
Prescott True Value Hardware, where we believe behind every project is a true value. Hi, I'm Suzanne Springer. There's a reason we have this slogan, because it's true. Over the years, Prescott True Value has become so much more than just a great hardware store with full-service hardware, paint, tools, outdoor living, barbecues, and don't forget the kitchen shop. We are committed to making sure you find what you want and know what to do with it. We're living the slogan here at Prescott True Value on Miller Valley Road, where we believe behind every project is a true value. Go Badgers!
3:44 to go in the 4th quarter, and Kelly, everyone's going to be looking for an onside kick here.
The Badgers have 10 people up within 6 yards of the 50-yard line expecting an onside kick. Only Trace Overton is back.
Chavez, there's the onside kick, and the Badgers get it. Nick Phillips falls on it, and the Badgers will have this ball at the 45-yard line. 3:44 left to go, and it's a one-possession game now, 42-36 Badgers.
And I will need to mention that the Crusaders have all 3 timeouts left.
Well, just like last year, this game is going to come right down to the bitter end. Hefferon. And now we got a flag on the play. Is this going to be delay a game?
Let's see.
Yep. Oh, delay of game against Northwest Christian.
Clear up until the ball was hiked, they had 12 players on the field.
Oh, boy.
Well, it should be a 5-yard penalty. It's going to be 1st and 5. The ball being placed right at the 50-yard line.
So a fortunate break there for the Badgers. And the way things are going, they're probably going to run the ball. They are. And there's a big gain by Jacob Chamberlain. Chamberlain at the 30, and Chamberlain dragged down at the 25-yard line. A huge pickup by Chambo.
25-yard pickup. I think Northwest Christians has had quite a problem stopping the Badger running game, John, tonight. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's been a bit of an issue tonight for Northwest Christian. Chamberlain close to 200 rushing yards tonight for Prescott. But he went out of bounds. That stops the clock at 3:37. Chambo with the ball again. He runs right up the middle, gets close to the 20-yard line. This time it'll keep the clock going. 3.5 minutes left to go in regulation.
Pickup of 3. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 7.
200 yards rushing tonight for Jacob Chamberlain.
Ball sitting at the 22-yard line of Northwest Christian.
The Badgers not in too much of a hurry to get this playoff. They want to try to bleed as much clock off as possible. Coming down to 3 minutes left to go in regulation. 42-36 Prescott. Hefferon from the gun. He gives it to Chamberlain. Chamberlain up the middle, getting some good blocks. Chamberlain still on his feet. Chamberlain taken down at about the 15-yard line. That's going to be good enough for a Badger first down.
Wow. Pickup of about 7 yards on the play. Again, going right off of right tackle. And 1st and 10 Badgers at the Crusader 15.
Yeah, the Badgers just keep going to the well on the running game, and why not? It's worked for them so far tonight. And again, Northwest Christian, well, they're just really being tasked by this Badger offensive line. And again, the Badgers taking their own sweet time. 2:10 left to go in the 4th quarter. Give to Chamberlain. Oh, Chamberlain gets absolutely hammered there behind the line of scrimmage, and that was number 42, Connor Faust, who just came in, picked him up, slammed him down. Man, oh man, looked like a suplex there out of the WWE.
Connor Faust got penetration and loss of 3 yards. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 13.
Timeout called. 2:01 left to go in the 4th quarter.
And I believe that timeout was called by Northwest Christian.
By the way, find out what's going on with Prescott Sports on the Badger Sports Report. Weekday mornings at 6:47 here on the news, 1490 AM and 103.5 FM. The Badger Sports Report, sponsored by Yavapai College. And some last-minute instructions being given to the Crusaders by head coach David Innes. 2:01 left to go in the 4th quarter.
I believe both teams have 2 timeouts left now.
Hefferon from the gun. 2 receivers out to the near side. Phillips in motion. There's the give to Chamberlain. Chamberlain blasts through the defense. He makes the turn at the far side of the field. And
he
Chamberlain!
scored!
Chamberlain into the end zone for the touchdown. Chamberlain taking advantage of the space cleared for him by the offensive line. Makes a great turn on the far side of the field and just zips his way into the end zone for the score. And a huge score it is.
I'm not sure he was touched. All the way to the end zone. That the right side of the Badger offensive line just created that hole. And, boy, the offensive line got to take a lot of credit for this win. Do I dare sing the Dandy Don song?
Nope, not yet. Not in a game like this, Kelly, you don't do that until the clock hits 0. And now looks like the Badgers are going to go for a 2-point conversion here. Trace Overton with it. Overton bursts his way up the middle, and it looks like Trace Overton able to get into the end zone for the score.
Okay, John, I have a question for you real quick.
Well, you'll probably have to wait until we get back from this commercial break.
Okay.
So with a minute 54 to go in the fourth quarter, it is now 50-38 Prescott over Northwest Christian. Back in 30 seconds after this.
It's Badger time, folks. This is Steve Blair, Prescott High School alumni. I'm passionate about Badger football and the love of this great community. I'm also passionate about my business, Blind Brothers of Arizona, the Originals. I truly love making homes more beautiful with the best shutters, shades, and blinds. We come to you with samples and do all the measuring and installation ourselves. We've been around for 40 years, and your satisfaction is always guaranteed. So call us today for a free estimate, 776-1845. Blind Brothers Arizona, the Originals with Arizona in our name. Go Badgers!
Back here at Bill Shepherd Field. By the way, folks, correction, I meant it was 50-36. Unfortunately, they shrank the score on the scoreboard, and even with my glasses, sometimes it's kind of hard to tell a 36 from a 38. Here's the kick by Costas. And now here comes a return by Northwest Christian. And the return man still on his feet and stopped at the 32-yard line.
Kickoff return to the 33-yard line. Penalty flag on the play.
Going to be 1st and 10. Is there a penalty flag?
Yes, there is. So penalty. We'll see what this is. We'll see what this is all about. With a minute 48 left to go in regulation, 50-36 the score. Badgers on top. Personal foul against both teams and offsetting penalties.
Yep. So it's going to be 1st and 10 Northwest Christian at their own 31-yard line. Minute 48 left.
Wallwork drops back. There's the throw, and the catch is bobbled by, it looks like that was Landon Beckman.
The Badgers, it ricocheted, and one of the Badgers caught the deflection.
We don't know who caught it, but the Badgers got it with a minute 42 left to go. They might have just put the icing on the cake in this one.
Turn out the lights, the party's over.
I think right now it is appropriate to do that. Talk about a fortunate break there for Prescott.
I was going to ask you earlier, did you and I in our wildest dreams think that Prescott was going to score 50 points tonight?
Nope.
I certainly didn't.
So a minute 42 left to go in regulation.
Now it'll be interesting. The Crusaders still have 2 timeouts left.
And it looks like they're going to burn. No, Prescott's going to burn a timeout here.
Badgers need to talk this over because obviously with the Crusaders having 2 timeouts left, they can't just simply take a knee at this point. That'll leave the Badgers with 1 timeout. The Crusaders still have 2 timeouts left.
Okay, Kelly, we have a final in Prescott Valley. Snowflake 16, Bradshaw Mountain 13.
That had to be a heck of a game. Heck of a game.
Man, oh, man. I know it's a loss, but, credit to Bob Young and the job he did getting his guys ready for that one, Kelly. That sounded like it was a heck of a battle over there tonight.
Anyway, we know how tough every year Snowflake is.
Imagine what it's going to be like the final game of the regular season between Prescott and Bradshaw Mountain at this rate.
Exactly.
So a minute 42 to go here in regulation. Badgers up 50-36. Ashton Whitwell now coming into the game. And it looks like Nick Phillips kind of redirecting him. And, yep, they're going to take a knee right here. So Prescott.
Going to be a loss of 5 with the Badgers taking a knee.
Badgers will improve to 2-1 on the season. And Northwest Christian will fall.
It doesn't look like Northwest Christian is going to call a timeout.
I think it's to a point now, it's like we see the writing on the wall. And also, this isn't basketball, so why call a timeout just for the sake of calling a timeout because it's basketball, and just call a timeout for the heck of it? All basketball fans are probably cursing me out right now for saying that. And another knee for the Badgers. Actually, it's Trace Overton who's taking the snaps now. 47 seconds left to go in regulation. 3rd down for the Badgers.
One more knee, and that'll do it. 3rd down coming up.
Now Trace Overton heading back. And again, the Badgers just taking their own sweet time.
What a win.
Yeah.
What a win.
Couple of key turnovers here in the second half helped the Badgers get a huge win over Northwest Christian. And now, Kelly, you think maybe the Arizona Republic going to give Prescott a little respect and maybe put them in the top 10?
I have no respect for the rankings if the Badgers don't make the top 10 in the Republic poll this week.
Final knee, and that's all she wrote from Bill Shepherd Field. The final score, the Badgers taking down the Crusaders 50-36. So we'll take our final break here on our Badger broadcast, and we'll be back to wrap things up from Bill Shepherd Field after this.
This is Steve Sishka with Olson's for Healthy Animals. September is one busy month in Prescott, what with Labor Day, art shows on the plaza, and Olson's Arizona Equifest. Now in its 23rd year, Equifest has become a tradition in northern Arizona. It's taking over the Prescott Rodeo Grounds on Saturday, September 13th, and it's free. Can't get much less expensive than free. Come enjoy arena events, kids zone, food, vendors, the patriotic grand entry at 12:30, and the Legacy Ranch Horse preview and sale. This, folks, is Americana. Go to olsonsgrain.com for more info.
And we are back here at Bill Shepherd Field. John Rust and Kelly Court is with you. A 50-36 win for the Prescott Badgers. But I mean, you know, Kelly, both teams played their guts out tonight.
Good football game. And as the late Dick Enberg would say, oh my.
Definitely oh my. Yeah, well, the Badgers now coming up right up to the crowd here to do their Badger jumping jacks. And a big celebration here tonight, and why not a great win for Prescott, 50-36. Great home win before the Badgers have to go on the road next week. And actually, we're going to be at Kingman next week, as it'll be the Badgers versus Lee Williams for the start of Grand Canyon Region play. Again, the final score here from Bill Shepherd Field tonight, Badgers 50 and Northwest Christian 36.
When the PowerPoints rankings come out in mid-October, this will be huge.
Oh, yeah.
And then also the fact that the Badgers did lose last week to Thunderbird. Thunderbird's going to go on and win 8 or 9 games. That's also going to be huge. And so the Badgers need to take care of business in the Grand Canyon region starting next week.
Yeah, we'll be over there at Lee Williams High School next week, bringing you the game, avoiding the ghosts over there, and hopefully having another good one. Well, folks, for Scott Harker back at the KYCA studios, for Jason Zinzaletta, Andrew Zinzaletta, for my partners Kelly Cordes and Lou Benetone, I'm John Rust saying have yourselves a good night.